salty breeze, underwater fantasy, living life at seven seas. Pixel waves are rolling high, virtual sun in the sky, hooked on fun, it's do or die, reeling dreams we magnify. Screens alive with colors bright, echoes of a digital night. Thinkum Dinkum takes the flight, gaming till the morning light. Thinkum Dinkum, here we go, fishing like a dynamo, checking out the VR flow, watch the scoreboard overflow. Gaming rod and bravado, come along and watch the show, high five the fish and say hello, welcome to the best intro. Battles with elusive bass, under VR's gleaming glass, champion of every cast, breaking records oh so fast. Water's virtual yet so true, catching dreams with every view. Thinkum Dinkum sets a cue, VR worlds will all pursue. So grab the bait, let's navigate, through this world we'll captivate, virtual rivers twist.
Hey fishing fans, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Saturday night chill, and what do I call it, chill vibes fishing. Yeah, it's that chill. Oh, it's been a tough week. Hope everybody else has had a better week, but if not, if you haven't, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and get started, create a room. If you want to join me, feel free. It'll be Thinkum Dinkum's room. It'll be listed in the U.S. East Coast group of rooms, so feel free to join me. Let's see, where shall we go? How about the brand new map, right? Or, well, we have two new maps. One was part of the event. So that's going to be in US free. And that way, even if you don't own the DLCs, feel free to come out. So chill vibes, I mean, campfire, come on. So we'll start out with campfire. If people want to go somewhere else, let me turn on the chat real quick. That way, if anybody's in the chat, I can come back to you. And I actually turned on low latency, not ultra low latency, but I turned on low latency today. So hopefully it'll be a little more interactive and I don't have a 20 or 30-second delay before you see anything. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to put them in the chat. We're going to get fishing. So yeah, I think Kolchuk Lake, I think that's the way you say it. Let's go fishing there. We'll enjoy some of the starlight. Catch a few fish, and chill. Like I said, feel free to come join me in the room. If the room's full, you know, feel free to wait for an opening or, you know, watch a stream and stuff like that. Let's check and see what we want to try and target. I mean, why not the new fish? Butterfly perch, sculpin, or the pink salmon. Let's go for perch today. Perch, we have krill, shiner, crankbait, and it's on the bottom. Let's see what else is on the bottom. Rainbow trouts like shiner on the bottom. Brown trouts, cutthroat trouts. Robots like shiner on the bottom. Okay, looks like we're going with krill. Krill on the bottom. In expert mode? Yeah. We'll stay in expert mode so that we could catch some, maybe catch some epic fish. Grasshoppers and worms. Or the epics. Or both, no, one's on top. So yeah, we may catch some epics later. Or target epics later. I mean, we may catch them regardless. All right, that before we hit the bottom, that was, so that must be one of our, now it could be the other one. They both like the same exact thing. So I'll tell you, this map, when I first saw it earlier this week, blew me away. I put out a little video, and hello Law, how are you? you up to
How
today?
you doing?
I'm all right. Chilling. Relaxing vibes today. Just hanging out at a pink salmon.
Alright.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, just for me, I just needed some relaxing vibes. It's been a tough week, so this seemed like a
Yep.
good place to start the stream. I just started it like probably 5 minutes ago, if even that.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty night.
Yeah, yeah. I said, what, a campfire? Come on, campfire. Some.
Yeah, we do need a
What? So
campfire
so
here.
what would you call those bugs out there that are making lights?
Lightning
Oh, you
bugs.
call them lightning bugs. Okay, around here where I live now, they call them lightning bugs as well. I always called them when I was growing up. We called them fireflies. I don't know why we
Fireflies.
called them fireflies. Because if you actually catch them, they look like flies, you know. And so fireflies was our name for them. Yeah, lightning bugs is what my wife calls them and stuff. Lightning bugs. I didn't even know what a lightning bug was. She was like, "Oh, do you see the lightning bugs?" And I was like, "Lightning bugs? Is they come out when it's lightning?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, you mean the fireflies?" Uh,
Hey, this is actually a good time. Should actually be on expert mode so I can get some points, but
yeah, I'm kind of fishing on expert, and I'm just kind of doing krill at the bottom to try. I'm not targeting the expert fish right now. I'm just going for
mm-hmm.
like the sculpin and the other one. And so I'm just watching my line as it sinks and making sure it turns red before it hits the bottom. And that means that the fish is green to it. The only ones that are green on the bottom to krill are the sculpin and the other new one, the butterfly perch. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to catch the biggest sculpin for my thing. Like mine is like I have this like map thing what I'm looking at, and the
Uh-huh.
biggest right now is 5.118 for RVRF
Okay. Oh,
for like
hey, Frog
real
Bob.
VR
How are you?
fishing. So,
I'm sorry.
huh?
Oh,
Or
I
no?
thought you said something else.
Oh, I was just trying to get the biggest right now.
Nice.
Hold on, actually, let me turn down this TV.
How are you, Frog Bob?
I think
That's cool.
you have a mic.
You don't have to have a mic to come in here. If you don't want to talk, that's cool. I'm cool. I'm chill. You know, it could be that he doesn't know how to turn on his mic yet, or his noise issue. Man, that sculpin is like super tiny.
I
Or it
know,
looks
right?
super tiny on my screen this time.
That's not it.
It's like the opposite of the extra big bug.
Hmm. So you got any plans for this week?
No, I just have work, lots of work to do.
Hmm.
So you know, like I'm a software developer, so things were pretty
What's that?
relaxed in December, but now we have a lot of new things kicking off. There's new budgets kicking in, and so there's just a lot of work on the table, and going to be lots of work for the next, well, for
Wait,
the
what
next
is
while.
that?
That sculpin, that sculpin is smaller than the other one, and this time the model's bigger. Strange.
Wait, where do you work at?
Oh, yeah, I haven't said where I work. I probably won't either.
Oh,
It's a pretty big company that everybody knows. So yeah,
mm, I mean, I have no clue.
yeah, I do like AI software development, like
AI
yeah,
software
yeah,
development.
artificial intelligence. I started out as like data engineering, and now I do like AI engineering or ML engineering, machine learning engineering, things like that.
Hmm. Finally won my first game today.
You did like
For basketball.
real life basketball.
Yep.
Awesome. Congratulations.
It was. Thanks. I think it was 14 to 16, or it was 12 to 16.
That's cool. Now you said you
Yes.
play
What
post, right?
post?
Did you? Was it you that said
Mhm.
you played post, or was it somebody else? I apologize if I get it
I
wrong.
think it was somebody else.
Okay. Somebody else was telling me about they were going to play basketball today, or a basketball game, and I asked them what position they play. Now, what position do you play?
So it really depends, cause like my teammates weren't like some of my teammates weren't here,
Uh-huh.
so I was like, like those guards, like they're all the way on the bottom, like in the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
one of those. Yeah, I'm usually down there,
Okay.
or I'm like right at like the free throw,
Oh, the free throw.
like
So
right
like
on
point
the
guard or guard, something like
yeah,
that. Okay.
basically.
Cool. Shooting guard maybe. I
And
don't know.
then it's alright. And then
Hello.
I have a practice tomorrow, so it's gonna be fun, I guess.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like
Set.
basketball season's really picking up, huh? Hey, Deadly
Yeah.
Queen. I assume it's Deadly Queen or Dead Owl Queen.
The Della Queen? I'm pretty sure. But we're going to a high school.
Uh huh.
It's called Middletown High School. If you ever heard of that,
I have not.
it's a
Yeah, but
it's
don't.
a Delaware high school.
Yeah. Uh, be careful. Don't.
Tell anybody.
Yeah. What you call it? No. I'm streaming, so
Oh
don't
shoot!
dox
Oh,
yourself,
I forgot.
please.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Mm, I forgot about that.
That's cool.
Oopsies.
I'll remove
Oopsie
it from the. I'll
daisies.
remove it from the replay, for sure. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of that around. Twilight Sparkle, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
It's been a tough week, but I'm chilling and got good vibes going tonight.
What's going on? Why is it tough week?
I had to put my dog down yesterday.
Oh, I am so
So
sorry.
yeah, she just was doing worse and worse through the week, and finally we made the decision yesterday that she just she was just suffering, and it was time for it to stop.
Oh, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. She's in a better place. It's been tough. Like the biggest thing is like all the things that like all the places that you would have gone today, and like she would have been there, and then she's not there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's the tough part. But,
Family member.
yeah, like my daughter didn't want to come out of her room because she was like, if I come out and I see that she's not there, and it just makes me sad. So yeah, it's one of those things. The grieving
Yeah,
process.
everyone heals at their own
They
pace,
do.
their own
They
way.
sure do. So other than
Yeah, it doesn't.
that, how is
I'm
everything
sorry.
with you?
It's really good.
Good.
The last 3 days we didn't have school because of the storm, and so the kids that were making me crazy, I won't ever see again because I get new ones on Tuesday.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I'm not
They were
complaining.
making you crazy, huh? You had like, was it just this batch of kids or?
No, there was just a couple in every class,
Yeah, yeah.
and those couple would draw more in, and
You
so
work at
yeah,
a
I'm
school?
just done. Pardon?
You work at a school?
Yes.
Middle school, right? If am I mistaken?
High
High
school.
school.
High
Okay.
school.
You'd think about high school people are a little more mature than that, but I guess like you
Oh
said,
no, they're
people
not.
mature at very different rates. So
That's
there's
right.
always
That's right.
there are always those that should probably still be in middle school.
And I found lately that the parents of these kids have never really grown up. It's just a whole generation
Uh huh.
thing. And so the parents don't know how to parent. So the kids are really horrible, and it's not really their fault because they haven't had direction. And it just compiles.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. just builds off of everything. It's sad, 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 sad.
Yep. Totally different world than when I was raised.
Yeah, for me too. For me too. You know, like I don't know. It just seems very different. Very, very different. Even.
Yeah. One of the English teachers
Uh-huh.
this week forwarded me this dedication that the senior had made her uh, senior English project.
Uh-huh.
She dedicated it to me,
Oh no.
and I was floored. I mean, comes in every day because um, she has an off block in the morning and then goes to a tech center, so she doesn't have a class in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And with the weird hours we've been having, um, she just come and hang in my room, so I'm kind of like responsible for her being there. But she always calls me J Dog, and her dad is a nurse at this hospital that I had surgery in last year, and so she came in and visited me.
Uh-huh.
But this girl from her freshman year would come into my class and she'd sit
Just
on a
like this.
desk and I'd close the door and I'd say, Maddie, sit in the desk, not on the desk. And by the end of the year, the rest of the class was saying it, not just me. And she's amazing. She is a hardcore, I mean hardcore soccer player.
Uh-huh.
And she's broken several bones in her body and she won't go to the doctor. She lives between two parents,
Oof.
and so she's not the favorite of the family, and her parents, don't put her as a priority to the doctor. So then I pull in the principal, and the principal comes in because the principal used to do basketball
Uh-huh.
in her past life and was um, not only a coach, but like, what do they call them? There goes my stroke brain.
Yeah.
The person that looks at people and says, "Yeah, you need this treatment" or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Anyhow,
Oh,
the principal would come in and say,
oh gosh. I can't think of it now either.
"See,
Yeah.
it's rubbing
It's
off."
a sports
Um,
trainer, like a trainer or something, right? Or like a
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so finally, calling my principal in and a couple times and getting Maddie to be seen and having like lately she had to have surgery on a thumb.
Wow.
Just all kinds of things. She had a concussion. She came to school one day and the half of her head was swollen, her eye was purple, and she's like, "Oh, I got hit with a soccer ball." And I'm like, "This is not normal." And the principal came in and said, "Yeah, I saw the hit, but the umpires or whatever didn't see it." And so
Wow.
we got treatment for her on that. Yeah, she had a concussion.
Wow. That's tough.
So, I've been with this girl for like 4 years now, and so she did this whole dedication to me about, you know, taking care of her health and, making her make right choices and having her choose harder classes that she thought she could, on and on and on. It was very sweet.
I think those refs are blind.
Hey Chuck, how are you, bud?
Yeah,
That
some
they
of
are.
them are. Some of them are.
Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for stopping in.
Conveniently look the wrong direction.
Having a whole sore face with an eye.
It was awful. It was awful.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's well, luckily there are teachers like you that care and go beyond coming to work and going home, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, this one day, this girl came in to class and she was like in tears, which is like so not this girl's norm. Like, oh, it cringed me to the bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I'm like, you want to go to your guidance counselor? You want to take a friend and go to the bathroom? She's like, no, no, no. She was just in tears. There was no excuse for it, and she wouldn't tell me what was going on. So I emailed her teachers after my class, and I said, so and so is having a really hard time. I don't know what's going on. She denied going to guidance. but keep an eye on her because something is definitely wrong. And, we don't want bad outcomes. We don't want her going home this way.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
so I sent it to her teachers, and I got this response. It said something like, "So you're one of those teachers. You're one of those who knows your kids and who takes care of your kids and looks after your kids." What I had done is one of the teachers in my school had the exact name of the superintendent of schools, and I got them mixed up.
Oh god.
And I sent it to the superintendent of schools. And he forwarded it on to my principal with like, thank you for being one of those teachers.
That's pretty awesome. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know, I I understand. Just like my wife's a nurse, and when you've been doing that, I'm sure it's a lot like teaching that you deal with the public for so long. It's easy to become jaded, right? You when you first start out, you probably have all this energy and you're so excited about teaching young people, and then you have those bad apples, kind of like you were saying, and it just that year after year after year, it just starts to really wear on you, and almost
Right,
takes
right.
the joy away from it. It's like
At times it does. When you get the really bad apples, when you're like the parents don't know what to do, and the kids like, I just want to quit school, and I think I was the last person to give up on this kid, but he obviously didn't want any help.
yeah, that's
So
and it's sad. It's you can't. It's kind of like you can't make a horse drink water. You can take him to water. What is it? What's the saying there?
you can take him to water, but you can't make him
That's
drink.
right. That's right. Okay. You can
Yeah,
you
I
can.
mean, this kid flat out said to me, "I lie,"
Oh,
and so nothing that I heard from him was I could take for the truth, and he would try to set people up for doing things I weren't doing. The last time I literally screamed at him. He was trying to put an eraser in the fish tank in my classroom.
oh
What?
gosh.
Oh
I mean,
no.
he was just an idiot.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
He's
mean,
like, I'm going to quit school. I'm going to get my GED. I'm going to join the military. And I'm like, the military doesn't take GEDs anymore.
oh, they don't.
Mm.
I didn't know that.
No. Mm-mm.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
What kind of fish do you have in your tank?
Oh, I just have one beta fish. Actually,
Hmm.
he's number 3, but no one in my class knows that.
22.6.
Because over Thanksgiving, I set up a tank at home and I brought him home for Thanksgiving so he wouldn't starve and everything.
uh-huh.
But I couldn't get what was it in the tank down?
Oh, the chlorine or the
The chlorine level,
uh-huh.
yeah. And
It's a
so
big silver
Buckeye
foot.
number 1 turned into Buckeye number 3 before I figured it out.
Ah.
But no one knows it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Except right now, Buckeye number 3 is a spaz. I think he's an ADHD Buckeye. He'd rather like bounce off the glass and watch me than eat his food.
That's funny.
Buckeye number 1 like to lay on and sleep and chill, and no one's put 2 and 2 together.
Huh. That's funny. That's nobody was like, "Hey, what happened on that on Thanksgiving break? Was it just too much
Yeah,
tryptophan?
why do I have a spaz Buckeye?
Too much tryptophan."
Must be in the water. Must be in the water.
Oh, goodness.
So, how you been lately, though? Other than the last couple days?
Yeah, I mean, other than that, it's kind of been pretty. I mean, that's really been my focus over the last couple of weeks. So, other than that, we had Christmas break before that, and then let's see, so many people at my daughter's school, including my daughter, was sick that they shut down school for a day because everybody was sick, which is weird.
Ouch.
She
Okay.
is 16, so she'll be 17 in April. So she's a junior in high
Everybody
school.
was getting sick.
Yeah, apparently the flu is really going around really bad here. So there were
Dang.
so many
Wow.
kids.
Did they like disinfect and clean everything while they were out?
I mean, I don't know. She
So,
goes to a private school, so it's a little bit smaller, so it's a little easier for them to like. But I'm sure they probably did. I'm sure they did something. I don't know what all they did.
I got a question.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Are private schools actually private, or do they have like other people in there?
So private means that they don't take. They're not run by the government, right? So most schools that are public schools, the reason that they call them public, it's kind of like the public library and the public parks. It means
Mm-hmm.
that they're they're owned and operated by the government. And now it could be most of it's the state government, or some of it's like the local county or city government, depending on the state. But they're operated by the government. And so private schools can be run by like a church or just by like a group of people that want to get together and teach kids. And it, what happens there is they're not getting money from the government, and so it doesn't, for parents that are sending their kids to private school, they have to pay the taxes that go to regular government schools, but then they have to pay extra for their kids to go to a different private school. And so, yeah. And
So you're saying like the teachers don't get like paid or something, or they're
no, they
just
get
like
paid.
taking.
They get
Oh.
paid in both
Mm,
circumstances, right? They get paid in both
mm,
ways. And it's up to them whether they want to do it or not. Um, the biggest reason that we went with that here is because where I live, my daughter would have to go through like metal detectors every day at school. For because
mm.
we live in
Yeah,
Charlotte,
just
and
in
they have,
case you can.
and I just wasn't a big fan of that. So,
Or the reason why you have to go through those.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So, um, and it took a lot. Like my wife and I both working really hard and taking extra and doing extra uh, to pay for it, because it's not the cheapest thing in the world. But in the end, hopefully it works out. There's a lot of good things about both types of schools. So but for us, we just didn't want to have to deal with the metal detectors and the whole reason for the metal detectors and that kind of stuff. So
So the metal detectors were for like public schools.
yeah, the public schools here
Right.
have metal
Right.
detectors going in. So because
Mm,
a lot of times they were catching kids bringing weapons to school, and putting them in their
okay,
locker or
that's
something like that. Yeah. Or other,
not right.
who knows what else. I don't even know what they catch, but I would assume
And
that
they're
it's like some sort of either gun or knife or something that you
high
probably shouldn't have at
schoolers.
high school. Yeah. Yeah, it was in high school.
Yeah.
Mm, these kids. I mean, I'm a kid, but I don't do that.
I'm
I'm a
glad you
good
don't do that.
one.
Yeah, it's
So, Thinkum, I've seen you on. I haven't seen you. I seen you post Walkabout. How do you like it?
oh yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's it's a lot of fun. In fact, I played a little bit
Walkabout. Let
earlier
me look it
today,
up.
and just on my own, like going around searching for balls. And let's see, Timberwolf, she uh, she
Walkabout.
bought the Las Vegas
Mini
one or
golf.
whatever,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that
have all of
that
them.
one is wild. That one is crazy. That that map.
I
Walkabout
love it.
mini
I
golf.
love the music. I dance while I golf.
That's
Wait,
pretty cool.
walkabout mini golf for
Yeah, the walkabout
Yeah.
mini golf. Yeah,
$15. Okay, let me look at it.
If I see you online sometime, I'd love to play with you. I'm,
yeah,
I'm like horrible at it, but
for sure. And just if you,
I play my brother like at least once a week, and now we're playing for pennies.
yeah, it doesn't. I'm pretty horrible at it too. I'm pretty horrible at it too. Uh, we were playing with Timberlake, and I were playing with Grandpa John. I don't know if you ever met him on here. And
No,
Oh,
I haven't.
I mean,
I heard of him.
like
Grandpa
both of
John.
us were so far over par, and he was under par for the entire round. I was like, what? Like how did you
Wow.
do that? Yeah, first time I've
Oh,
ever.
there's
I
teleporting.
haven't played. What's that now? I'm sorry.
Scarlet. Oh, I said it. There's teleport. That's good.
Yeah.
Cause I have stick drift, so I can't move with my joystick. So I like teleport games or like flying games. So instead of just
But
walking,
you can actually fly in that game too.
yeah.
Yeah, you put your arm up and like go up, and then you just aim your arm where you want to go, which I think is cool. I think it's fun to fly around in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find a lot of like the skeletons and stuff hidden that way, and
Skeletons.
oh yeah, there's like skeletons on every course. There's like little Easter eggs on every course.
Really? I haven't.
Oh
Okay, I
yeah.
haven't found the Easter eggs. I mean, I've done the
They said
fox
you gotta
hunt
look
thing
for
or
'em.
whatever, but I haven't like found
Oh yeah.
Easter eggs. Huh? Huh?
Which one we were playing the other day?
Walk
I
about
can't
me.
even remember. It was like the tallest. It wasn't a mountain, but it was like the tallest peak, and way up at the top, there's this tiny, teeny, tiny little skeleton up there.
Oh wow! All kinds of Easter eggs, huh? That's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, every one of them. There's even hints to the next course. Have you gone down below into the tunnels?
No, I didn't know there were tunnels.
Oh, okay. We need to do this. There are tunnels, and there's doors that are locked.
Uh-huh.
They're marked red because they're like a new thing. And but you play the course and you find the door on the other side, and you open the door, and then when you go from the tunnel to the game, you go straight into the game.
What? I'll have to check that
Yeah.
out. Huh?
Yeah, every person I met on this fishing game,
Uh-huh.
they all play walkabout mini golf.
Well,
Do you
It's
play?
you
crazy.
know, it's a fun
No, I
game.
don't play it.
I tried to play bowling
I
today
don't play it.
earlier. Have you ever tried the bowling game?
I have bowling. Yep.
Oh, it was a little awkward for me because I was like sitting with my desk in front of me, so it was hard to like roll the ball.
No, you can't sit. You can't
Yeah.
sit.
No, yeah, it was kind of hard to roll the ball that way. So I decided I'd come back and play it again when I was ready to stand up and play.
Oh wait, do you still? Oh wait, I already. Never mind. Never mind.
What was that?
Never mind. I was gonna ask you, did you do the Thursday thing, but I forgot I asked that.
Yeah, I didn't do it this past Thursday, but I'll probably pick it up again this coming Thursday.
Mhm. Wait, wasn't it where you just spun a wheel for like what lure and bait you were using?
Yeah, it's called Tackle
Alright.
Torture. Thursday Tackle
Oh,
Torture.
that's Thursday. Alright.
We were doing last week before this last Thursday. We were doing basically we spin a reel. Somebody picks before we spin the wheel what fish we're going after,
Mhm.
or we ask Alexa or somebody like that to pick a number, and that chooses the fish for us. And then I had a wheel set up that had every single bait or lure on it, and I spun it, and then you had to use that bait or lure to try and catch the fish.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, and
That would be a long time just
I mean,
learning the whole
you
all of
could
the
target
names.
it using other baits and lures if you wanted to, but to actually catch the fish, and you could do it in normal mode or whatever mode you wanted to. It was just about just random. So we called it tackle torture.
Hmm.
Tackle torture Thursday.
Yeah, I like that game.
We used to play a game. I can't even remember all the rules. It was like someone would name a fish, and you usually would go the first catch in. You know how it comes in? Like I just got a 29259.
Uh huh. Yep.
I had a pair of nines and a pair of twos. Everybody would take their first fish, and whoever got the highest poker hand would name a fish.
Uh huh.
And then we all fished for that fish, but as it came in, we would count the highest poker hand.
Okay. Okay.
And then whoever eventually caught that fish, they'd name the next fish. And we'd have to go highest poker hand.
Okay. So we were doing something similar, where you just take the length and you add them up, and if it scores 21, you get points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So 21. You get 1 point for a normal fish, 2 points for a rare or an epic, or a shark, and 3 points if it's a unique, and you get 21.
Wait, have you guys heard of this one card game in real life? It's called Phase 10.
No, I have not.
Phase 10.
I haven't.
No.
Alright, just asking. It's like, I really don't know how to, like, explain it. Like, it's kind of easier, like, when you first, like, play it.
So is it
I
like
mean,
a
like,
normal, like you use a regular card deck, like like
yeah,
Rummy or
basically, but
something
it's
like
like,
that, or is it something
yeah,
that's
it's like, so there's, like, these two cards where it has, like, 10 phases.
uh-huh?
Like, one of them would be two sets of three.
Okay.
Two sets would be three cards
Uh-huh.
of the same number.
Okay.
And then you would put that down on there, and then, so, like, it's really confusing, but, like, when you start getting the hang of it, you'll start getting way used to it. And there's this thing called one, like, one run of four.
Okay.
Like, a run of, saying if it's a run of seven,
Uh-huh.
you would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 2, 4, I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Okay.
That would be a run of 7. And then it's just, like, there was this one part where I got really confused about when I first started it. It was one set of 3 plus one run of 4, and that would be just basically two sets, but it's not two sets. It's one set of the same number. It's really weird because you know how Uno you
Uh-huh.
have to get the right card
Yep.
and or a number. Like, you can put any card down. It doesn't need to be that color. It doesn't need to be like that. You can put any card down, but
Okay.
you want to make sure to put the higher cards first. But it's really, like,
Okay.
really hard
So it,
because, like,
it takes a specialized like card deck like Uno, or instead of just a normal like
kind
you
of
okay,
like,
I'm just making, like I'll actually go out and look for it because I really like card games. I think they're fun. So, and it's called
yeah,
Phase
it's like,
10.
yeah, phase
Okay.
PH and then something something else and then 10.
Cool.
I think it might have instructions. It might, I don't know, but it's just a card game for grown-ups. But me and my sister play all the time with my parents.
That's cool. That's cool.
Like, my aunt and my grandma just came over, so we were playing with them for a while.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Like, I started, like, when they first taught, my head's gonna die soon, but they first taught me how to play it, and I was so confused about it. But then I just started playing more, and I got really used to it. So,
That's cool.
Hey, does your shotgun pole shoot itself out yet again?
Oh, I haven't
did they
tried that
fix
since the update. You're right. I need to try that as soon as I reel this fish in. I'll try it.
Wait, what is it?
So yeah,
You
go ahead.
can shoot your lure out like with your toggle. If you hold it in and then quickly release it, it should fly out.
Oh,
Nope. Still same thing. Just goes
Still
like
same
that
thing.
far.
Well, I
That's the
mean,
farthest it'll go.
you can,
But that's
but
any
it's
any
shooting
rod any
again.
rod will do that. It's been like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, any rod will do that. Just
Mine's not
oh, just
doing it.
flick it out just a little. Just let go of your like that.
Yeah, mine's not
Oh,
doing it.
really? I was able to do it. Let me see. Lure fishing. Let me switch to this one. Let me see. See, same thing. I put like my finger right on the bottom of the trigger, and I kind of run my
Uh huh.
thing off and let it go out as fast as it can.
No, mine's
my
not
head's
doing
Huh?
it.
asking.
Serious.
Maybe I have a special controller.
You do. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous.
My headset's low,
All
but I'm still gonna play until this thing dies.
okay. Well, we'll see you next time, or we'll see you when you get back.
Yeah.
Have a good
Well,
night.
I think I might be done, or
Okay.
I might just wait because
All right.
I'm trying to get some more sleep because I barely got any sleep yesterday night.
Oh, I got it. Well, have a
I
good
was
night.
damn.
Thanks for coming and thanks for fishing with us. For sure.
No problem.
That's a
Nice
Look
PB.
at
meeting you.
That's a PB
Nice meeting you
Golden
too.
trout.
Nice. Oh, my headset died. Oh.
And there he goes. He's stuck. He's frozen.
He didn't get frozen for that long, so that's hey. Oh my goodness.
I'm still trying to cast with my trigger, and it's not working. Ugh. I don't have a magic rod.
I wish they'd bring that back. I know there were so many people that really liked that.
I know. It was just fun. It was just different, you know?
Yep, it was. Well, some people actually kind of liked it from an accessibility point of view, you know.
Yep.
They just had a hard time doing that motion, which is understandable, I guess.
So yeah, I'm playing golf tomorrow. If you want to play, just let me know what time. We'll figure out
Sure, absolutely. I mean,
how to meet.
I'll be around. I should be here most. I mean, I'll be around most of the day. I can make sure that I get online if you have a certain time. It's better for you.
Oh, I'll be here all day.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
Sunday. Are you kidding me? That'll be my 5th day in a row off. I'm here.
Nice. I need to schedule some vacation. That's what I need to do.
I wish they would have told us ahead of time, hey, you're going to be on snow days for the next 3 days, and you're going to have a weekend. Then I could plan on doing something.
Oh. I saw some pictures of people in Florida that got hit with snow. It was like crazy. Apparently, one place
Yeah.
in Florida got 8 or 9 inches of snow, and it's like a state record. The state record any time previously was 4 inches, and these guys got like 8 or 9 inches, doubled the
Yeah.
previous record. Unbelievable.
I have a sister in Florida, and every once in a while I'll see a picture of her in jeans.
Oh, she's normally
But
wearing
that's it.
shorts.
Shorts. And she has these puppies. Like right now, she just bred puppies, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know, they're 3.5 weeks old now.
Uh-huh.
But when I got mine from her, she would take them out on her front porch with a garden hose and give them a bath.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, holy cow, you're gonna freeze these puppies! And I couldn't get it past my mindset that the water coming out of their spigots is nice and warm.
Yeah, I washed my dogs outside during the summer, but not in the winter. They have short hair
I
and
couldn't
they'll
even
freeze.
dream of that.
So then I have to get them in the shower because Great Danes or Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up, was it Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, and I could hear my pump running in the garage, which is my sprinkler system.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh no, it broke a vacuum, which means a pipe broke somewhere. And I don't know, because we live on a lake and it draws from the lake. Is it the pipe that goes from the lake that burst?
Oh
Or
no.
is it one of the pipes under the house that cracked? I don't know. And so I guess when it starts thawing, I'll crawl under the house and see if there's any water dripping.
Ugh.
I unplugged the pump, which I don't even know if it's good anymore. We'll find out when we try to pull a vacuum next spring.
Uh-huh.
You know, as soon as I turned it off, it stops trying to pump, right? So whatever, if it's under the house and a line has burst, when it starts thawing, I'll start seeing a puddle of water under there.
Yep. Yeah, you will.
Easily repaired, you can get to it, you know. I
Oh,
live
I
on
was
a
gonna say. Yeah.
high crawl space. You can sit up under there. Easily repaired,
But
or if
you
it
have
was
your
at the lake,
irrigation going underneath your house then.
yeah, it goes from the lake under the, under lawn level
Uh-huh.
and then comes up under the house and then goes through the side of my garage. So the pump's in my garage.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it. Got it.
So I guess the easier repairs are where you can see the pipes, which is going into the lake or under the house.
Yep.
We just got to figure it out.
I'm sure they have somebody that can come in and put a camera down there if you can't, if they're not the
Yep.
easily accessible ones. That
Yeah.
way you're not just digging up the whole system to find that leak. Hello, Stardusty.
Well, I figure as it melts, I'll look for a water under the house. If that's it, it's a pipe under the house.
Yeah.
My second guess is out by the lake because the lake froze.
That would,
Anything else we'll have to dig for.
oof, not fun.
Which it's really not hard because, once you pull a vacuum on the lake or try to pump it, if it's one of the heads out in the yard,
Uh-huh.
it'll be spraying weird. We just got to figure out
Just gotta,
process of elimination.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I call that a spring adventure, right?
That is a spring adventure for sure. I'm surprised that you had it on in the wintertime, though.
Well, I had it on because I was supposed to have some people come out and move a couple heads.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because I rebuilt the bulkheads and two of the heads had to be moved back to the corner of the yard, but they never got back to move the heads.
Got it. Oof. We don't have irrigation here. I gotta go out and water the lawn every week, which I'm not good at remembering to do. So my lawn's usually dry, or my water bill is like through the roof. One of the two. I wish
I can imagine that.
I wish I had a lake to pull the water from. I would definitely do that.
Everybody on the lake, that's where they pull from.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
It's fertilized water.
Oh, from all the runoff.
The fish, the algae, everything.
I was gonna say, plus all the runoff
Yeah,
from
and the
everybody's
runoff.
lawns.
And the runoff. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. Kind of like this location. It's nice and easy on the eyes.
It is. It's really easy on the eyes. I like the fireflies. Do you call them fireflies or do you call them what's the other?
Lightning bugs.
Oh, you call them lightning bugs too. Okay. I'm kind of getting a survey. Building a survey to see who calls them what.
Lightning
So
bugs.
I called them when I was growing up. I called them fireflies. And I came here, and my wife calls them lightning bugs. So we always have that argument.
Where's your wife raised?
She was raised here in like the Charlotte area.
Oh,
Charlotte,
wow.
North Carolina area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so where were you raised that you called them fireflies?
New Mexico.
There you
Yep,
go.
exactly. A lot of differences between the West Coast culture and the South. A lot of similarities.
Oh, a lot of
A lot of
difference.
similarities. There's Mexico's kind of a mix of where everybody came from to get to New Mexico. So you even have a lot of people that kind of migrated back from like California and things like that into New Mexico. Like New Mexico has a pretty big like film culture and things like that.
Yep.
And art culture.
So do you call it pop, soda, or Coke?
We called it Coke growing up. Like it was a Coke. Whatever it was a Coke.
We called it pop. But now they call it soda.
or
here.
or they would call it pop. Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, you want a pop?" But for the most part, we were just like, "Hey, you want a Coke or you want?" And then you'd be like, "Oh, what kind?" But some people called it pop. I didn't really hear soda very much. You want a soda? Soda? Freaking soda? What's a soda? You mean a pop? You mean a Coke?
Yeah, here it's soda.
Soda. Oh, you said, I thought you said it was pop. Pop?
No, in Ohio, where I grew up, pop.
Oh, okay.
And here it's soda.
Soda.
Also, where I grew up, it wasn't a couch or a sofa, it was a Davenport.
A Davenport. That is, I've never ever heard that.
It's from Davenport, Maine, when they started making them. They're called Davenports.
Huh. That's super interesting. Wow. Okay. Davenport. And that's where you grew. That's where kind of you are now, or where
In,
you?
in Ohio, when I
Ohio,
grew
okay.
up, now there's sofas
Another
here.
sofa. For us, it was a couch, right? We had a couch and a love seat. Of course, I don't know. My grandma called it a sofa. Down on the sofa. So again, in New Mexico, it's kind of a mix. You know, there are a lot of people
Yeah.
that came from New Mexico that came from like the north, like Minnesota, the north kind of north central area, I guess. And, then you had a lot of people from the south. You had a lot of Hispanics. You have a lot of Native Americans. There's a big mix. A lot of that kind of stuff. So my family actually
Another
came
thing
down
I noticed
to
was
New Mexico during
here
the
in the South, here in the South they call it a fridge for a refrigerator. We called it a reefer.
a reefer. My grandparents
A
called it an ice
reefer.
box.
An icebox, yeah.
Ice box. They were like,
What
put
back
that in the
then
ice
it
box.
was an icebox.
So yeah, what I was gonna say is my what was it? My great grandmother. She uh, she moved to New Mexico in the during the Dust Bowl. They were from Kansas, and so they left Kansas and came to New Mexico, and that's how my family ended up in New Mexico. So.
My father-in-law used to deliver ice for a living.
Really?
Ice blocks. Yeah. And I used to have his ice tongs.
Now,
And
how do
that's
they
when they
make the
had,
ice?
I don't know, it's in a factory somewhere.
Huh.
But he'd have a truckload of ice blocks and go to his people on his route, like a milk route or anything else, and deliver ice blocks to their ice box.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, I've seen the big, ice blocks before that people call them or whatever. I just didn't really realize that they had ice block delivery drivers, which I guess, I mean, makes sense when you think about it, but it's just not something that you.
Well, they couldn't make their own.
Yep. Well, I know that like in some places, and maybe it's old, I don't know how long ago it was. They used to like deliver like polar, like go cut ice, ice out of like somewhere up north or something, and do like deliver it wherever. I don't know. Maybe not.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I had an instant red just a second ago. I'm trying to find it again. I took it out because I thought it was a glitch. There it is. Okay.
I'm going to pull this one in and get off.
Okay.
Give me a time you want to be on tomorrow, and I'll watch for your notification and then send
Okay.
you an invite to the golf.
Let's say like 1 p.m. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. I will do that.
I'll jump on at 1 and we'll get notifications that we're on, and then I can send you an invite.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we can watch some sorry ass golf being played.
I need to buy more bait. I'm out of worms.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Have a good evening. It's nice fishing with you today.
You too. Enjoy. Nice meeting you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, man. Ooh. Hi, Star Killer. Hello, Susie. How are you?
It's dark.
I love this map. It's so, for me, it's so
Well,
relaxing. This map is just like it's one of my favorite maps already. Just,
good.
yeah. The campfire, makes you want to tell campfire stories.
Oh, do you have campfire stories to tell?
No, I'm the listener. Do you have any campfire stories? Any
No.
ghost stories? No, I'm just kidding. I remember there was one time where I grew up, we used to go out in Boy Scouts, right? And we went to Boy Scout camp. And they had this rock that had some like things cut in, like carvings or whatever. And they said that it was used to be an Indian sacrifice rock where they used to sacrifice people or something. And I don't know if it's a myth or what. I don't know. I've never been able to look anything up about it other than, just back then. I'm sure it was probably the people just trying to scare the kids, the adults trying to scare the kids. But we went like camping near there one time. And on the way to the camp, they had somebody escape from the prison or something. And so they got into this whole story about how the person that escaped from prison had been out there sacrificing people at that rock, and
Yikes.
now he's escaped from prison, so they have to we had to we're gonna have to keep people up tonight to like watch for this person and make sure that they're not trying to get. I did
Oh
not
my
sleep.
gosh.
I did not sleep a wink the entire. I don't think anybody slept a wink that night, and nobody would admit it. They didn't want to say, "Oh,
So were they like camp counselors, like teenagers telling
No,
the
well,
little
no, they were
kids
like
the story?
they were adults, but they were dads of kids, so they didn't,
Oh
you know,
my God.
they would,
That was brutal.
yeah, oh yeah, it's absolutely brutal, absolutely brutal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not sleep a wink that night. I've never, I was basically awake the entire night, and I don't know how many times I thought I saw the escaped murderer.
Bad guy. Killer dude. Ooh. Scary, scary, scary.
Yeah, it was. It was just enough of like the current story of the day, along with the other myths and stuff that they combined in just the right way, and it was, yeah, it was frightening.
Yikes. Yeah.
There were a couple other ones that sometimes I don't remember them. That one I remember. There were a couple other ones that once in a while we'd have these ghost stories, and it would have me just like up at night, just creeped out.
Wow.
Because in the forest, everything like the forest looks so different at night.
Yeah, the shadows and the animal noises,
Yep.
hooting owls and hissing sounds and
Yeah. The
rustling
skinwalkers and
leaves.
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, very scary.
Yeah. So how are things going with you? Your dogs are doing well?
Dogs were doing fine. We did a mini walk. It's so cold out. Mm, I don't want them to get too cold and all that, or
Uh-huh.
me getting too cold. So we just walked to the cul-de-sac and back this morning a couple of times outside. Silver carp,
Well,
but
that's good.
haven't done much today except fish and be tired. Stayed up too late last night,
Oh no.
just fishing. Fishy, fishy, fishy.
Well, the end of the season is coming. How are you positioned? Are you in where you want to be, or are you trying to move up? Or you don't want to
You
say?
know what? I'm not going to be able to move up. I just don't want to get pushed down.
Okay.
This uh, 64 Robbie came up from nowhere, and he's pushed. I don't know if I can't remember now. He pushed down some other people, and he got ahead of me, and there was about 15,000 points above me to
Uh-huh.
the next one. And somehow he has gotten up there and pushed some other people down. So Tom, big old farts,
Uh-huh.
he pushed up in front of Robbie, but this other guy is now in front of me. So he got pushed down 2 spaces.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so there's some jockeying going on, and I'm trying to keep a lead so that I can have to do things during the week other than fish. If I don't keep on it now, I can't make the time back.
Yeah, that's
Kind of brutal.
so during the week you have a hard time making the time up, huh?
Well, I have appointments, and
Oh.
Tuesday's dog school, so I'm gone half the day.
Do you teach dog school or are you attending dog school?
Well, I assist with a class and I take a class.
Okay.
So it's over in Spokane Valley. So I have to allow an hour plus to drive there and get the dogs settled in, potty them, and blah, blah, blah. And then, so I leave about 12:15 to 12:30 at the latest to be there and be ready to assist for the 2 o'clock class. And then I take the 3 o'clock class. Then I got to drive home. So it's 5 o'clock by the time I get home. So that's half the day.
Wow.
And then, I get home, the dogs want to eat,
Yep.
and I
Well,
want to
why
eat.
wouldn't they want to
And
eat?
then,
They're hungry.
oh, can't imagine why. You know. So
dang,
Tuesday gets
dang
taken up,
dogs.
and
Dang
I
dogs
know
want to
it.
eat.
Yeah. And I have appointments all the time. There's always something going on with an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an appointment on Monday, so that'll take some time. So you have to kind of put enough. You have to guess how many points per hour somebody is capable of doing, but somebody is doing something.
Uh-huh.
Either they're throwing a bunch of fireworks for epics,
Uh-huh.
or they're doing something unusual in order to move ahead so far. Because if you have 15,000 points and somebody passes you,
Uh-huh.
and I was running 6 to 8,000 points above the person behind me at the time, and they have now in a week passed not only me but 2 other people, maybe 3. What do you think's going on?
I think they're playing 24 hours a day. Uh-huh. No, I don't know.
Hey,
I don't
they
know at
could
this
be.
point. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And this month it's kind of unusual. I think because they have the event in freshwater
Uh-huh.
for half the month. The person at the top's at over 130,000 points. And saltwater is way down, like 80,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, last month saltwater
So
had like 150,000. I was blown
exactly.
away.
So something's very strange there. So I'm at 62,000 right now, and then the next set of people are all in the 70,000s,
Okay.
and the one behind me is at 50, at 40, no, 50. I'm at 62. They're at 52 or 3,
Uh-huh.
at 53, 53.5 right now. So I was, when I took a couple of hour break, I was 9,000 ahead. Now I'm more like 8,000 ahead, maybe 8.5.
Okay.
So it gets eaten up pretty fast.
Yeah, it
You
does.
have to kind of guesstimate that they can get between 3 and 500 an hour. I don't see people getting 700 an hour, except for this unusual group of people that this one guy coming up from nowhere. That's pretty big. So
Yeah, that's
if you're throwing a bunch of fireworks, as you did, you were able to bring in some pretty high points. But how long can they do that before they run out of money?
I don't know. It depends. Like I don't know. I don't know. It depends on how much you're bringing in with those fireworks, right? So I was doing that in Wells
Right?
Catfish,
Sometimes those
which
fireworks
is
don't bring
crappy
in
pay.
much.
The Wells Catfish does not pay for an epic fish that's as big. as it is. You better, if you want money,
Yeah.
you're better off catching the Orpheus in the same map, and the Orpheus.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
For cash, but not for season
but
points.
not for season points.
So if
You're
you're
right.
trying using epics to get season points, are you really getting enough epics to get enough season points to move you up?
I mean, I went through that day that I was fishing them really hard and popping them every single
Every 10
every
minutes.
10 minutes, like clockwork.
Yes,
Um,
that's what you told me.
yeah. So you're doing 6 an hour, which is $300,000 per hour. I mean, I haven't done the calculation. It seems like that would be hard to make in an hour.
And
But then
then you
again,
don't
wait.
always make
Let's
that
see if
many
you're.
season points.
Let's see if you're doing $300,000 per hour. That's 60 minutes. But if you catch, depends on how many fish you're catching an hour. Like I caught 33 Wells catfish in that hour. 33, I think.
And
33 or 34. Um, so
and you get what, 20 points?
20 points per catfish. Yeah. So that was like 660,
And
660-ish points per hour.
so that was probably your maximum number you could get. And
I
you
mean,
got lucky that you
yeah,
got those
I might have done a little
that
bit
many.
better. Just some of it's gonna have to do with like, you know, making sure the spawn of it, right? Because it's an epic. You have to, the thing with the Wells catfish is you can see when it spawns because it's unmistakable that swirl that it has.
It has a big
Yeah,
swirl, but you have to keep resetting it to get it.
right. But you just keep the
And that
window up.
takes
So like,
time.
what I did was you keep the reset window open. You change hard to expert, and I move the reset window down so I can see the lake, but I keep it open, right? And
How can you fish with it open?
I haven't picked up my rod yet, so I change hard to expert, and I count to 5,
Yeah.
and I look at the water. If after 5 seconds I haven't seen a large swirl pop up, I reset again.
Ah,
I
okay.
don't pick up my rod until I see a swirl, a large swirl.
So you're looking at it before you even get your rod to see if you see a swirl, and then you hit reset again and again.
Right, over and over.
And
So
that
like every five
saves some
seconds.
time.
So that's like I can reset 20 times in 1 minute. So it's really not that
Jesus.
much, yeah.
But that's brutal though. When you think about it, it's a lot of work.
It
It's
is.
really brutal.
But like I kind
So
of like
I
I kind of like
did
I mean
the
it's not I kind of like the rigor, I don't know what you call it, the mechanicness of it, right? Where I'm just like, if I'm going to earn points and I'm going to grind, I need it to be like repetitive, to where
consistent.
it's, yeah, to where I just like, you know, very much the
Leave it
opposite
to
of what
you
I'm
to
doing.
figure out all the ins and outs of that. That's pretty interesting. I found that in the 6 and 9s at Smith River without fireworks. I get approximately 400 an hour.
Hmm.
Sometimes I've gotten more, but I have to stop. I have to change my battery. I have to pee, or the dogs have to pee. So realistically, it's going to be from 300 to 500 an hour. So
Okay.
let's say
Well, see, I just keep
350.
a bucket underneath my chair here at my desk. So
Yeah,
there's
well,
that.
you can do
And
that. You're a boy.
I'm kidding. No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I
But
do.
you have to be also realistic about living and physical health and et cetera, et cetera. So if I get 300 an hour, estimating on the light side, when I do it, then it would take me about 3 hours to get 1,000 points. If I'm lucky, I'm closer to 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and get close to 1,000 points. Not usually a full 1,000. I have to be realistic. What can I do, and what have I done? What's my track record?
Right.
I've been keeping the times when I start, when I stop. What are the people that are above me and below me? Their scores. How much are they making per hour?
Uh-huh.
So that's what I've been doing, and trying to figure it out. But
I guess
it's
it was.
not fun. It's taking the fun out of the game. I like to go and
Yeah,
visit, and I like to go and try and catch things that are kind of fun
right.
and that kind of thing. So then now something that's supposed to be fun is now like not fun.
So I'll tell you, like, so I did the leaderboard and then now I'm not doing it. And when I first
Right.
started not doing the leaderboard, it was really, really hard to not
Not
have
to.
that leaderboard mindset and the leaderboard. Like, I didn't,
And that's how I
like, it
got
was
sucked in this month.
completely unfun to catch anything that was like low point or like, like the 9 point fish, right, in freshwater. Like, I didn't want the 9 point fish. Like, like, I was, so it
Well,
was,
I'd rather get a whole bunch of the 9 pointers than and get them fast. And I can do that in some of the
right,
maps, but they do
right.
take some time. Oh, I finally got another ebot. Look at you. I
Yeah.
only have 9. You're so cute. Hello, little baby. Oh, cute. So, yeah, it's like I go to the Red Sea and it's almost all mullets. The mullets are 9, and you can. Come on, why is it going to the right when I want it to go to the left? Come on, jeez. So you can go there and get 9.9.9 point, and if you're lucky, you get a worm every so often. Now, Kathy, who's Dave, he
Uh-huh.
gets a lot of those worms. I don't know why they like him so much more than me, but he says he gets it on the top. Now I've got a few on the top, but I find I'm more successful when I get them on the bubbles. But I've been just hitting every swirl, and then if there are bubbles, I drop my line and get the. We've got a MetaQuest kit here.
Hello. Do you,
Would you
so,
please go back to your lodge and get the game avatar on? You glitched the game, honey. It's much more advantageous. Yeah, you're in a MetaQuest avatar, and the MetaQuest avatar makes the game get glitched. If you go to your lodge, go in your closet and change into the game avatar. Oh, he's dissing me. When you get in, you can handle it.
so I have a question.
He's gone.
I had a really good idea
What a little
from,
snothead.
oh,
I don't know if you saw what he was doing with his hands to me, but
you
it
know what?
wasn't
I was on
polite.
push to talk. I was saying something to him, and then you started, and I didn't realize until after you were done that what I was saying you didn't hear. So I
Yeah, I didn't.
apologize. That and thank you
Well,
for
it's
taking
okay.
thank you for saying something. I did take care of him. Um,
Oh,
anyway,
thank you.
so I was talking with Al Williams this morning, and I think he had a really good idea. And I'd like your help if you don't care. Not
Sure.
necessarily right now, but just maybe like over the next day or so. Um, we probably need to get on a call, but he said to like do a video where I was like showing some of the different things he could do with for like people with like disabilities or who have some sort of like need some help. Like I guess they just added a new closed caption feature to the MetaQuest, and he said that he didn't know that it was there, and somebody else mentioned it to
They
him.
they'd all they've always had a text option. I don't know if they took it out or put it
Uh-huh.
back in,
It's
but you could have text up over your head, and you
oh
can text because there are people that are hearing
right.
impaired. Matter of fact, I went to a MetaQuest World a long time ago before I started fishing, and the creator was um, hard of hearing, and he had. And so some of the other people showed me how to do the text thing. I had a little trouble doing it, and I can't even remember. But they do have a text option, and it puts it over your head,
Oh, it
like
puts
where your name over your name, and it puts a text box so you can talk to them via text.
oh okay, okay. So yeah, I was
So it has been there a while.
well. They have a I think it's new. At least the person that we were talking to said it was new, but I don't. Maybe it's not quite new, but it's
Ooh.
called live captioning, and so it's
So it probably an AI is translating your
I
voice
don't
to
know. I
text.
don't know. I
It
tried
must
turning it
be.
on and I came into game and I couldn't see like everybody's voice, so I need to clarify there. But like there's some other options like some of the hide options, one-handed fishing, and I'm sure you probably know a lot more than I do. And so what I was thinking was maybe we could put together a list and you could because I don't know how to like do some of these things I know how to do, but a lot of them I don't. and if you wouldn't care,
Did you know that you can change to one-handed if you're playing solo? If you go
yes,
in by yourself?
yeah, I did know
Yeah,
that.
it's in there, and I don't know why they don't put it in the uh, social rooms. There's this, there's a hole in the menu there, and when you go in by yourself,
I
it's
think it
filled
has
with
to reset. I
changing.
think it has to reset something on your. I think it has to reset something internally, maybe, because I noticed when you
I
do it
don't
in your
know.
lodge, your
Yeah.
like everything, it reboots everything and it reloads everything. Right? You go to the loading screen and
Well,
it comes back.
but they have that option if you play by
I
yourself,
know. So
but
I
not
don't
in the
know if it.
social room.
I don't remember if it reloads everything when you're
Weird.
by yourself. And the issue with reloading in a multiplayer is you're in a multiplayer room that somebody else has, and so reloading
Well,
the environment is not really.
yeah, but when you redo your map, your fish, you're reloading,
Yeah, I guess.
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know internally how it works with the code. So
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either, but I'm not sure why, and they're not
yeah,
here to ask right now. They're on
right.
holiday, but
But no, my idea
yeah,
was
I could
basically
help
if
you
you
with
would
some stuff,
get
but
like on a call with
I'd
me
like,
and help me set up my thing, showing off some of these more accessibility things that people might
oh,
not
a
know about.
PB, golden trout.
Just do some like tips, like how to, part of it would be like how to switch out of your meta avatar, and so you could enable the one-handed fishing. How to, some of these things. If you didn't care to do it with me and like walk me through it, and then I'll set up my stuff in video and have you on a call.
Well, I don't mind helping you, but I'd like to finish this month out.
No, I mean it's like I said, it's nothing like right now. It's nothing like
Okay,
whatever. Yeah, we can do it anytime. Butterfly perch. I just got a
golden
PB.
trout. Come on, show me the picture, the time. Can't get the time to load. There it is. Okay, now I can get a picture. The other day, my camera wouldn't work. It was working, and then it wouldn't take a picture. I had to reboot.
Oh, really? So that was one of the things too, how to turn on the Meta AI so that you could talk to it and have it take a picture for you, kind of like you have set up. Those are those kinds of things that
Yeah,
there are
I
a
know
lot
a
of
lot of those
there are
things
a lot of
because I
new
use
players
them.
that are coming in, and I think just
Yep,
having a video like that for to help people like get good setups,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. They need it. I get a lot of them. I help them get the mic back on. I had somebody the other day that I don't, they couldn't get that mic on it, and then I was thinking, I wonder if they have their phone open. If you do a meta phone call and you forget to hang up,
uh huh.
you have no mic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like if I call you on the phone and then I hang up, but you don't hang up, you won't have a mic and you won't be able to figure out why. I had that happen to me once and then I forgot all about it, but it does happen. And there's it you would think Meta would put a timeout when once the phone call one party's gone and nobody's talking that it would time out and just release, but it doesn't.
Hmm.
Golden This is a golden trout. I'm looking for a golden trout to see. Golden trout,
Oh, you want to do krill on the bottom? Oh
fif-
wait, golden trout is
15, no, wait a minute, 15.352. Oh, I'm way under. No, I got one and I had a PB.
oh nice.
And so I was looking it up, but it's not
Oh,
nearly
I was
big
just
enough.
looking up the one that I caught because I had a PB too.
It's 15 something, and I only got 12.
Okay,
So there you have it.
sorry.
But
Now the golden trout is
it's
not a
okay.
new fish, right? So you have to use the spreadsheet. Right?
No,
Okay.
but you know what? I was going to put the worm, the European Congour,
Uh-huh.
in my tank.
Uh-huh.
It's not in the fish specs.
It's
You
not.
can't put it in your
Wow.
tank. No.
Huh.
And then Dave, Kathy, who is Dave, went back to his lodge to look, and he said, "No, you can't," because I put the Wells catfish in. Man, that thing takes up the whole tank.
It
It's
does. It
huge. It's
is
big.
huge.
It's bigger than the alligator gar by a whole pile.
Yeah. Yes, it
I
is.
got to redo that tank because it's all looking all skewed from that. But I put that Wells catfish in there, and I thought I'm going to put the
You know
worm in
what?
there, and I couldn't get the
I think
worm.
I'm gonna go and fill my tank up with 50 Wells catfish, just to see what it looks like. It'll be,
I
burst,
don't know. It
it'll
might
be
be.
bursting
You
at the
might not
seams.
be able to move. Invite me over to see it. Take me when I'm in your room. when you do it, because I'd love to see it
Yeah.
all packed with 50.
Be
I don't know
bursting
how
at the
many of
seams.
those I have. I don't know if I have. I think I have 50 of them, but I don't remember how
I think the
many.
last time I looked, like I had 500 or 600. Maybe not.
Yeah, you have a lot
Yeah.
more than I have of those. I have a lot, but not anywhere.
What I have
I
most
don't
of are the
remember how
bony
many.
tail chubs. So that's the thing that I
Yeah,
shot the
you
heck
got
out
a
of.
bazillion of those.
I got like, I think last time I checked, it was like 1223, I think, or something.
12 what?
Well,
1200 or
no,
12,000 or
1200. Yeah, yeah.
well, that you're a piker. That's no big deal. You gotta have like 12,000.
I've been playing this game for like a month. Well, 2 months at this point.
I know.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
but I've only
You're
been
like
playing
a
that map
super
for like two,
player.
3 weeks, and then I stopped playing it. I was like, okay, no more Smith River for a while. I'm not I'm not doing the leaderboard
I'm
right.
sick of looking at those rocks over there. Right? Why do you think I came over here? I need the points, but I need company more. It's like I came to socialize and drive you crazy.
Yeah. Well, is there a map that you want to go to other than this? And since you're
I
working,
don't know. You love it. I'm enjoying myself. I've got it tuned up now that I can see the swirls. I couldn't see the swirls before. I had to change
that
the
yeah,
contrast
that was
and
another thing that
brightness.
so there were a couple points that I had my list of things, and I'll probably and you could probably help me add to them. But one was the contrast setting, one was the one-handed fishing, the AI thing.
The mic. You should have the mic.
So I
Phone
didn't have the mic,
calls,
so I'll
mic.
need to add the mic to it. Yeah.
The mic is really important because MetaQuest, when they had an update, that turned off the mic for a lot of people in a lot of applications.
Right.
And then the height adjustment, not
The height
only
adjustment, yeah,
within the
I have the
game
height
but in the
adjustment one.
meta.
I do have the height
Height in the
adjustment one.
meta.
And then the meta, turning on the meta assistant or whatever, the AI.
The AI. Yeah, you have to turn on experimental
Yep.
in order to get it to take
Well,
a.
it's no
I could
longer
never get the
experimental. It's under
shortcut to work.
a section called advanced, so it's no longer considered experimental, I think.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
it's
So
considered.
that's how you have to turn it on there, and then
So what I did was,
um,
so I started making a video, but I realized that I didn't know like a lot of stuff very well, and so I was trying to think of like, and I thought, well, you kind of know this, and so kind of if you were instructing me, I think that would be a really good. Hopefully, I'd ask some questions. Hopefully, I will have some questions and ask questions, kind of like some
yeah.
people might if we don't go through it beforehand.
You know what you could do is
Uh-huh.
if you can do like a whiteboard type of presentation to begin with,
I can.
common problems and questions, and you'd show this list, and then they could watch the video and
Uh-huh.
they could forward it. You could time mark it, just like the Island Queen guy on Walkabout.
Hmm.
If you go to the Lost Balls and stuff, he oftentimes has a time mark along the bottom so you can
Yeah,
roll to
I don't know if I can do that.
hole you want.
I'll have to look at how to do that because I don't know how to do that offhand.
Yeah,
I
he had
have
like
seen that before, and
markers.
I would like to do that. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know how to do it. I can't tell you,
Yeah.
but
No,
I like that feature so you can find that
I
item that
do
you
know
need.
that like
And these,
there's a setting in there where you can have it automatically find chapters and stuff for you, but so
yeah,
far it's not working on my video. So
yeah.
mhm.
Even if you just have it like question one, two, three, and
Yeah.
so you'd have a whiteboard
Hmm.
and in the beginning of the video and say, welcome to this video. Here's some common problems that are
I could,
common.
if anything, I could just put the timestamp so you could just forward to that specific point.
Yeah, that's not quite as nice, but
No, it
yeah.
isn't quite as
But
nice, but
you
if I
you
like, that's
can
what I
then
said. Like if I can't figure out how to do the chapters, I'll do that.
yeah.
Yeah, the
So
chapters are
then you would have this whole list.
uh
So what you're going to do first is organize your list in the order you want,
right.
and then you're going to say, how do we solve these problems?
So I'm actually going
Are
to do
you
it backwards.
experiencing these problems?
I'm going to do it backwards. I'm
And
going to
what?
have a list. Don't get me wrong, but you and I are going to go through
Yeah,
first, and then I'm going to go back and make the list because there may be other things that we come up with while we're
yeah,
doing
that's
it.
how you're going to do it.
Yeah,
But when you make the video,
yeah.
you'll take your questions and get them all organized the way you want them. Oh, come on, my swirl just disappeared. And then you can go right down the list and do each one so
So
your video's
no,
all
but the thing
done the
is, it
way you
doesn't matter
want.
because I can cut it up and reorder everything. So
Yeah, but it's a lot of work. Easier when they're all you film it in
yeah,
order.
it is.
But
Yeah.
yes, you can cut and paste them I've done video editing. I haven't done it in years, but I did it back in the day when I had really hard to
What?
use equipment. I had a standalone machine and
You
all
had to
that
take the
crap.
film and like cut it and like tape it together.
No, I didn't do film cuts, but I did it digital. Back in the beginning of the digital, my husband bought this really expensive
Uh-huh.
editing machine. We finally got rid of it, but it was really difficult to use. And then you had to cut it, and then you could overlay music, and you can do fades and swipes and all that stuff. I did that stuff. That was before you had this stuff in your telephone because we didn't have cell phones then. That's how long ago it was. Oh my God, she did that stuff in the olden days.
Hello, Al.
I'm
How are you,
really
sir?
old.
All right. How
The
about
man, the
yourself?
myth, the legend.
Hey, Al.
Howdy.
How's my friend doing?
Who's your friend?
You.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
He said, "Who's your friend?"
You've
Because
always,
I'm not.
he's, oh, you're my
Oh
friend.
my
You've always
goodness.
been nice to me.
I, th-
I bounce in
I
and
thought was
bounce
I
out.
hanging with somebody that was your friend? I didn't know what you're talking about.
No,
No,
Al
I'm just
Williams,
teasing.
he's a friend to all. He doesn't kick you out until you get really bad.
He was about to kick somebody out
And
earlier
then
today,
he
I think.
teaches you about geography.
Oh,
He taught me all the tricks. Oh my gosh.
On today's fish of the day, there we go.
What's the fish of the day that you're going for? I'll tell you where he
The
is.
butterfly. Go for the crankbait and move it to the left, and it'll be yellow on the medium fish, and that confirms it's him.
Uh, I'm just going for the season points. I don't care what I get. I'm just talking and trying to get stuff. If I could learn to cast, it would help. I liked when they had that shoot to cast thing. I think it was a happy accident. And then they thought, oh, it's going too far. We'll fix it. And they turned it off. And now I can't cast. If it's really far away, I have a hard time because I can't throw it far enough accurately. And then it goes all cockadoodle doo. Come here. I see you swirling. You're running the wrong way. Come back.
Brian, was everything okay today?
yeah. Well, you know, just
Hey,
you
Dave.
know, it's a little tough after the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, it
my
was.
wife was having a tough
You had to
time.
leave all of a sudden. I didn't know if
Yeah, my
something
wife
happened.
was having a tough time, and so I wanted to go and talk with her
Gotcha.
real quick. So it's one of those things that
It'll stay
you're
with you
used to
for a while.
having her around all the time, and like
Yep.
there's certain things that happen, and she's not there, and it triggers it's one of those things.
Is she okay?
Oh, we
Is
had
your
to.
wife okay?
No, yeah, my wife's okay. My dog, we had to put her down yesterday. So
Oh, your doggy that
we,
was very sick.
yeah, we had to.
Oh, I'm sorry. The
Yeah,
day came.
it did,
Oh,
and we knew it was going to come, and so it was.
yeah, I know. We talked about it a lot. It was
Yep.
just the hardest thing in the whole wide world. And I've been, I went and saw the doggy surgeon for my dog.
Yeah. How's your dog? Is it because I know
And
it
for
chewed
a
its butt off?
thousand dollars to yeah, she not the one that chewed her butt off,
Okay.
but my little boy has tumor on his
Oh
ear.
no.
He's a papillon. It's at the earlobe, at the
Okay.
base of the ear, and it's on both sides of the ear
Now
leather.
they did
So
say that it
the
wasn't cancerous, right?
no,
Okay.
they said that they did 2 needle aspirations and they could not get enough cells.
Oh.
But the surgeon said that when they do that, that it's a type of cancer that tends to have tentacles that go out from there. Well, this thing is right at the base of his ear, which means right into his neck and head. So
Oh no.
in my mind, even if they were to cut a big chunk out of his ear, which would be very disfiguring and uncomfortable, I'm sure, it's not going to make any kind of guarantee that they could get a clean margin and that it would not come back. Now he's 13, almost 14. He can't hear well. He's still pretty healthy. I just had a blood panel done to double check. He's very healthy on the blood panel with only one thing being a little elevated. But I think, I talked with one of my neighbors too, and my feeling is that I would put him through so much stress and so much pain. $4,000, which is a lot of money. I can afford it if I thought it would really do something.
Right.
But I don't see that it's going to help him. And I don't think it would extend his life. I think it would make him upset and miserable for the time he has to go in and have surgery in some strange place and then be in pain and have to have pain meds and, and go through healing. Is that really going to make his life better? And that's what I'm asking myself.
Yeah.
So I will be talking to my regular vet on Monday because the other vet called me with the blood work. But I'm pretty much leaning to the fact that why would I do that to him? You know, he's not hurting. It doesn't hurt him when I touch it. The only thing I'm worried about is that it would get really big and make him really uncomfortable. Right now you can't see it because it's covered by the hair on the ear.
Uh-huh.
But it just came up rather rapidly because he goes every month to the groomer, and between November and December, from the groomer to the time they had the vet appointment, it was about a month. And there it was. I didn't even know it because it didn't show. And the vet found it. So that's my worry, is that he'd be uncomfortable and it would cause him pain. But I'm just hesitant to do that to my dog, to make him go through that kind of pain when I'm not sure that it would do him any good.
For sure. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in that.
I mean, and
In the meantime, I had such a bad
these are the tough
day.
decisions.
Yeah, it is. And I had three tough things all stacked up together on Friday, and I had a luncheon with some ladies that I've been going. It's a Red Hat group, and we go to lunch every month, and I've been in that group like 20 years. I don't have any super close friends, but they're friends. And I was so upset from all sorts of things that I just paid for my lunch and left. I just couldn't cope anymore. And I had a letter to pick up from the post office, which I knew was from the cancer clinic that doctor was screaming at me. So I told him I didn't want to come back. So they sent a "We're not your doctor" letter to me, and I had to go sign for that. So I had that to deal with. Oh, here's the butterfly perch. He's 28.781.
How many points is
He's not my freebie. Sex.
he? Six.
He's not worth much. He's pretty. So I had that, and then I'm trying to sell my property in Mexico, and there's roadblocks all the way around. I can't sell it unless the Mexican government, not the Mexican government, but the Mexican bank that has the trust will accept my power of attorney that's signed for my husband, because he can't do anything. So the latest word I've got from the American lady that's trying to put this deal together, she went to three
Hi,
lawyers. The
Sherry. How are
last
you?
one, they're called
Thank you.
notorios,
Happy
said,
Saturday evening
if
to
you
you.
can have him
And if you're fishing,
put a
happy fishing
fingerprint
to you
on
as
it
well.
and have it notarized, we will make a Spanish and English new trust for Mexico. Not trust, POA, but in Spanish and English, and the notary has to sign it, and then you send it to the Secretary of State and get it apostolized. Okay, I know how to do the apostille. I've done that already, the regular trust. But apparently the Mexicans will not accept a POA that's more than a year old, which is absurd, okay?
Sounds like a
Can you
POS.
imagine having to go POA, power of
No,
attorney?
I was being facetious. I
You're be,
apologize.
you're being facetious. Okay, so piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So so I'm now trying to find a mobile notary that will sign because the notary, this is their livelihood and their license, and they're not supposed to witness somebody that's incompetent signing a legal document. But the point of the matter is, all they're going to be sending is a document basically that's updating the POA that we already have. I have the right to sell the property. If it were in the United States, there'd be no problem. I've got all of that. I've got the a doctor's letters that activates it,
Uh-huh.
all of that. But it's Mexico and they don't do things the way we do things. They do things in crazy, convoluted baloney-ness. So I found I called the attorney that made the wills and the POAs, and the secretary there gave me the name of the notary they use that will go to your home. So I called her and I talked to her, and she may agree. I said, all you're going to be signing, you'll put the verbiage, have the lawyer in Mexico put the verbiage in English and Spanish that says, I witnessed him putting his thumbprint on this document. So she's not saying he's competent to sign and understands the document or anything like that. Because she doesn't want to lose her license, and I don't want to be putting somebody in that predicament. And it's actually when I'm selling it and using the POA is legal. I already have it. But he can't sign. He's incompetent. I don't even know if he can write anymore. So I'd have to hold his hand and put his thumb in an ink pad and put it on the paper. And then hopefully I can do that. And then the other thing is I have a buyer right now, but this new lawyer is saying it's going to take at least 90 days after you get all this stuff, which is going to take a month or more
Uh-huh.
to do and get that apostolized, la da 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 da, before the bank will, accept this thing. And then if it goes on too long, then it expires and you go through it again.
Oh my
A
goodness.
little stressful. Yeah. The only other thing is then I have to support this property, which is it's expensive. And my former friend destroyed the whole downstairs of the property. It's two condos joined together, and the whole downstairs is completely ruined. And he stole all the materials, and the friggin' termites came back. And so they have to have it sprayed again, blah, blah, blah. Oops, I just lost that fish. And it's all of that came down at once. And the dog. It was just too much.
Oh yeah, I
I
agree.
just couldn't cope with all of that, and I just freaked. So I don't know how it's going to come out, but I may have to wait until my husband dies to sell it because these people that want to buy it, they don't want to wait another year before all this paperwork goes through.
Yeah,
They wanted it last week. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
I
Yeah, they'll move
I
to
don't
another
know.
property that doesn't have to go through all this
Yeah,
if you're not fast enough and you're not careful and you know.
yeah. Well, I can't be fast. There's nothing you can do
No,
about Mexico.
it's completely
Nothing
understood.
happens
Yeah.
fast there. I mean, it took several years to get the trust to begin with.
Wow.
Nothing moves fast, and it's bad. Anyway, so and I can't discuss any of these things with my husband. He doesn't understand a darn thing, and I don't have anyone to give me advice on anything. And so it gets really kind of, I don't know. Maybe some people are really good at making every decision in life without discussing it with anybody else, but I'm not used to that.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, I understand completely. I would
I mean,
I'd venture to say that I'd probably be in the same boat if I were to lose my wife, because we do discuss just about everything. Like everything is,
yeah, and you make
you
the
know,
decision together, the decision to let your dog go. That's a big
right,
decision,
right.
and you have to consider your partner and your partner considers you. And you just, you know, you just are like stunned when all of a sudden your life has fallen apart.
Yep.
And actually mine's been falling apart for several years now, and I've been coping as best I can.
Yeah, I'm sorry about all that because it's
Yeah,
tough. It's
that's
tough.
okay.
I don't know.
It is tough. It's the emotional part. As far as like taking care of things,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who always took care of all the practical things anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I'm prepared, financially and that type of thing. I took care of all the money, the banking, investments, financial planning, yada, yada, yada. So that's not a problem. But when it comes to these emotional things and things that I'm not sure how to cope with and how to deal with, I just fall to bits.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, sucks being old.
Yep. It's January's. I don't know. For some reason, January's not been a good January this year for a lot of people.
January's almost over. We can write it off.
I hope
So
so.
we can move on to February and see what kind of mess we can make out of that month.
Very true.
And eventually things will figure themselves out. But I'm paying a lot of money every month to support this property, and then having to worry about it and maintain it. And this supposed friend was taking care of everything supposedly, and instead just ripped me off for a ton of money and took all the materials that I bought. I prepaid him all this stuff, and he's like, "You didn't prepay me, yeah, to the tune of $50,000, right?" Oh yeah, lovely. It's really nice when people just take advantage of you, and people you've known for a long time, been to your home, you've been to their home,
Yeah.
your family. Not somebody, just a person that I hired, and didn't
It's sad
got
because so
ripped
many
off by.
people are out there to earn a buck no matter what it takes. And it's,
I'm not sure what went on with this guy and his, what he did, but it's forever destroyed, my trust and all of that. It's bad,
yeah,
really, really bad.
sounds like it.
But this isn't new. This has been coming on for a couple of years, and I've been trying to wait the situation and see if he'd right himself and do what he promised to do and take care of things, and instead he just doubled down. Um, and it's long distance and it's foreign. That makes it 10 times harder. So I'm just SOS on that.
Yeah, yeah. I can't imagine. It's hard enough to do these kinds of things with a partner because all of the problems kind of, I mean, obviously some of them with your husband not being able to sign and things like that. But if you were trying to sell a house in Mexico, it's probably just as, there's always going to be those hurdles and stuff, but not exactly like that.
Not like this. This
No,
one's really
yeah,
bad.
but to deal
It's
with them
really
alone is really
difficult.
tough. So yeah, I
Yeah, it
feel
is.
for him for
It is
sure.
tough, it's a challenge more than I really wanted to. The property in Mexico was his dream, was to live on the beach, and I made it happen for him, and so I'm glad about it. We went every winter, and we were in living on the beach in Mexico for over 20 years. So it was something he dreamed of, and I made it happen for him. And so in that regard, it was well worth it. But now I'm left cleaning up the mess because I can't really use the property. I can't drive down there like we did together by myself with two dogs, 5 days each way, and through Mexico by myself, an older lady. Not a smart move. And I don't have anybody there to support me now if I get sick or hurt,
Yep.
blah blah blah. It's a consideration.
Like,
I'm in my late 70s.
yeah, it's definitely a consideration. Like, even when I was
Yeah.
younger, I was in a car accident, and like this was when I first met who is now my wife. At the time, she was my girlfriend, but I got in a pretty bad car accident. And like I was out of the Marines. I had nobody else that I knew here in town other than kind of her, and like if I
Good
didn't
way
have
to
her, I
start a
wouldn't even had
relationship.
anybody to like drive me home from the hospital, and I couldn't drive. There was no Uber back then. I couldn't drive. I wouldn't even know how I would have gotten home. I mean, there's
Well,
just
they
so many
put you in
things.
an ambulance and drive you home.
Yeah, I guess.
And you would have to talk to a social worker in the hospital,
Really?
or they would have to transfer you to a rehab nursing home. Yeah. Listen, I'm in that position because if something happens to me, I don't have anyone to take me.
Yeah. Yeah. So Al, I forgot the guy's name from earlier today that was telling me about
Jeez, you
the
guys are tall.
live captioning. Hello, Crescent.
What the heck?
But I
Oh.
tried it, and was he saying that you could see what people were saying, like in game as we were talking?
Closed caption, yeah.
Yeah, like I could not see that, so I just wanted to confirm because I turned it on, I reset my headset, like he said, and then I came in game, and I tried to see if I could see somebody. I just came into a room with somebody, see if I could see
I think you have
them
to do it
talking.
with a MetaQuest avatar, but I don't know about it in real
No,
VR
it'll
fishing.
be the other. He wasn't in MetaQuest, but that kid that was in between us,
Uh huh.
he took his on, uh, turned his on auto caption. He said, I just turned mine on. I can see it.
Huh. I'll try it. I'll try it
In
again.
in the game in the real VR fishing avatar,
Yeah,
and it would be over your head.
yeah, because Mac's been doing it.
I know the MetaQuest avatar had text boxes, but I would think it would be an AI thing now. I haven't been doing much MetaQuest, so I haven't followed that. Good, the kid left.
Oh,
Kids come
I
in
tried to
and
do a
interrupt the
sample
conversation.
of Friday night fish fry,
uh huh.
how I was going to say it. So I put it on record.
Uh huh.
I gave my spiel when I went to go play it back. It had no voice.
Oh no.
Oh, so there's a setting where you can create recordings and not have your voice in it, which is typically what I do because I use an external. So what I do is when I record videos, not live streams necessarily, but when I record videos, I record. I have like a big mic that I use here in my office, and I turn off the include my voice in the video because then it sounds weird, and I record my voice off screen, and I have to like clap so that I can I can see when to sync when to sync them up.
You're gonna lay a soundtrack over it is what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's just just a voice that I'm syncing up with the.
Yeah, but when you do a voice soundtrack,
Uh-huh,
they should show you the pattern, the voice pattern,
uh-huh.
and then you can match that up to the screen.
Well, since I don't have
The
so all
track.
you can see is or the it's why they have a clacker for like movies, right? Because in one medium you have visual, but you don't have sound because I'm turning off my microphone. It comes on the Meta Quest, so there's no audio coming through from my microphone.
Right,
There's game audio,
right.
so I have to have a visual, which would be me clapping, and then there's the sound of clapping, and so I match the visual clap up with the sound clap. Yeah,
Interesting.
that's why
Well,
they
it
have a
makes
that's
makes
why
it
they have a clacker in movies because it goes snap, and you see that the visual on film, and then it syncs up with the separate audio later
okay.
on. Yeah.
And then they trim that off
Yep.
so you don't see it.
Yep.
You have to have a leader on your voice and on your film.
Yep. I always have a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, I turn it on and then I like hang out and make sure I get a drink, make sure that I don't have like the dry voice, and I do la 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 la. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do I don't do that.
Well, like I said, I haven't done any video editing in a long time, but I did it for our company. But boy, it was way back. We were already up here, but it was in the 90s. It was definitely in the 90s when I did it, and we had a separate machine, and it was brutal. It was really hard. It was really accurate, but it was brutal to do. Not like now with your phone has video editing in it,
Oh
which is
no,
kind of
yeah. I
minor,
mean,
but
I've done the tape video edit. Well, I've done like digital tape editing. I haven't done analog tape editing. Thank goodness, because that would
Well,
be
it
a
was
pain.
before the digital stuff.
Well, yeah,
Well,
in
it
the
was
90s, that was definitely
semi-digital
before
because
the digital stuff.
it was digital, but not like our
Well,
digital
90s
now.
was like most people were using Super 8. Most
It
people.
wasn't Super 8. We did. I had the mini. What do you call it? I edited my mother's video, an instructional
Uh
video
huh.
too, and then I sent it to a company, and they put it on VHS because it was on those little mini cassettes.
Okay.
So I can't remember what they call it,
The
but
high
they're
8.
little like
They
they're
call
like
it
a
high 8,
cassette.
I think.
Yeah, probably a high 8.
Yeah.
So I took the video in high 8 and then I edited it and put it together and laid
Unless
music
it was
in
the
it and stuff
DV
like
video,
that.
because the DV is the standard.
No, it was
Okay.
before
Okay.
DV. And then I sent this company and they made the VHS tapes for me and I sold them for her and gave her the money. She did beaded wire flowers, French beaded wire um, with these tiny little seed beads and stuff. It's kind of a lost art, and it's instructional how to do it. And she wanted to make this video, and the lady wanted a lot of money to do it. And I said, well, I can do it. I can make you your video. So I made her a video and sold it through some magazines and stuff on beadwork for her. My mom's been gone more than 20 years, so that we're talking a long time ago.
Got it.
Yeah. I've done a lot of different weird things, and I had to learn them on my own. They didn't exist when I went to school, and I didn't study those things in college, so they didn't have it. And I just, like, I had to learn how to write websites, and I got us our domain,
Yep.
and then later some other domain names, and wrote the domains, all of that back in the day.
Wow.
And I didn't have a background in computers. I had no clue, no coding, no none of that.
No.
Nope, I just sort of had to go learn it the hard way.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm
But
trying to
that's
teach my
why
daughter is like, you know, it's so nice when you're a teenager, but just be prepared when you get out in the real world. Like, there's nobody there to hold your hand. You haven't. Somebody put it this way, and I don't. I think it's a really good analogy. Was when you turn 18, you need to become your own parent. You need to be able to tell yourself what to do, like your parents would, and make yourself listen.
well, the one thing you learn when you go to school
Uh-huh.
is how to learn. It's not what you learn, it's how to learn, how to get information, how to find things out. That's what I got out of going to college. How to deal with bureaucracies, how to find information, how to deal with real life situations.
Huh.
And there's so much pampering going on in today's world with the kids. They get rewarded for nothing, for showing up, for goodness sakes. It don't count. Got news for you guys. Nobody hires you just because you showed up. What can you do? Oh, I don't know. I'm a fast learner. But one of the reasons I think that I'm pretty good at explaining things to people is that I had to learn things the hard way. I had to figure it out because there was no one to tell me.
In for the
And
win.
I had to learn how to find it, It's not always so easy.
You're right. Absolutely right.
I guess so we could do a little bit of river fishing.
What was that?
Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you talking to somebody in the real world in RL?
No, I'm doing a video.
Oh, you are.
Oh, you're doing a
I'm
video.
doing a video too. Are you doing a live stream or just a video?
Just a
All
video.
right. Well, hi. Hi. Make sure you like, subscribe.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. What's your channel name?
Um, it's like the first start of my channel.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you see me again, let me know what your channel name is. And not that I have
All
that
right.
many followers, but you know, at least we could help each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
What kind of videos are you planning to make? Anything specific or?
Um, game videos
Uh-huh.
like this game and other games
Okay.
like
What's your purpose of your video? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to show people what they can do or how to do it? Or what do you want to achieve? What's your goal? What's your plan here?
Wow.
my goal is to like be like famous and views.
Awesome.
Well, that's kind of nebulous. If you want to be, quote, successful, you have to have a specific goal.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I want to be rich or I want to be famous or have a
Well,
lot of views.
you can say
That
that.
doesn't say anything.
You can say that.
Okay, a
I
lot of
disagree.
views could be, no, let me finish.
Uh-huh.
A lot of views could be 1 million, or it could be 10 million, or it could be 1,000. What is a lot of views? You have to define your goal to achieve a goal.
Well, that I agree
So,
with wholeheartedly.
yeah, so that's what I'm asking. What really is your goal?
But you can. Oh,
Um,
go ahead.
probably like 10 million subscribers and views.
Okay. And what's your business plan to get that many? That's a lot of people.
Hmm. Say that again.
What's your business plan to get that many people? That's a lot of people. How would somebody,
10
do
million
you
is
know
tough.
anybody that you can look at that got that many and how did they do it?
Yeah.
They would like have to like maybe if they're lucky they'll see this video.
Yeah. Well,
Well, lucky
I'll
doesn't
tell you,
make
10
you
million, 10
successful.
million is tough, 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 tough. Because I mean, the most successful YouTubers are approaching those kinds of numbers, right? Um, and they have a whole team. But I mean, I kind of disagree. I kind of disagree with Susie a little bit in that I think you can start out with not necessarily having a specific goal in mind, um, but you should develop one because that's going to uh, help draw people in, right? Because like every Joe just can go stream something, but if you have a purpose, it helps, and it helps drive your decision making as well. So you can start
That's
out.
true.
You can start out with some. You can be
You have to
flexible.
have an
Yeah, you
idea.
have to have an idea,
What are you trying to
but you
do?
can be flexible and change your goal and adapt your goal as you go. I guess is what I was trying to say. So
Well, having been in business and run a business for many, many more years than this kid has
uh-huh.
ever been a twinkle in his parents' eyes, you have to have a business plan. You have to have a product or a service to make money or whatever it is you're trying to do. I mean, if you just want to be an idiot that does weird things to their body and they cut their face up and put tattoos and tattoo their eyeballs and all that stuff, I've seen that kind of silliness, on the internet, and people look at it, but, what does it do for them? What's the point of it? But was that their goal or was it just something they did? If you are making a video, what is the purpose of that video? What are you trying to depict? Okay, you have a specific thing you want to show, or you're just playing and people might watch it because they know you or they heard about you for some reason, or is there something you want people to learn from your videos, or can you introduce people to something unique? These are all
what
things
my
to think
videos are
about
about.
when you're producing something. Go ahead,
My videos are about
your turn.
connection.
Right.
Connection. That's it. Connection. And that's my goal is not money. My goal is connection, like and documenting the connections that I make and the connections that other people make and the fishing stories and the interaction that happens like real VR fishing. It's like so much more than just fishing, right? That kind of thing.
Right. So you're telling your story of your time in this virtual world and how you interact with other people and how they interact with you,
Hmm.
the medium that we're in, how the medium affects it,
Indeed.
doesn't affect it, that kind of thing,
Right. But
right?
also,
Yeah.
it's about other people's stories as well, right? Like not just my
Right.
story. Like
No, your
your
story
story
is
that
you're
you,
telling people's stories.
right,
Right.
and how this game has affected and changed their lives, right? Like I know, at one point you were saying you said that this was a good outlet for you for some of the things that you've
It is.
been going through. So
Right.
I think that's
Exactly.
I think a lot of people. I've met a lot of people that this game is kind of an outlet like that in some way,
I
right?
think I'd say that a good percentage, and I don't have any statistics at this point, but a gut level feeling, a good percentage is it's an emotional outlet for people that are not able to get out in the outside world the way they'd like to, or can't anymore, or used to. Some of it's strictly entertainment, a game,
Or
and
competition
it
Yeah.
type
has
aspect, right?
a, some competition, but
Right.
mostly it's just a game in between doing things in real life. But for the people that spend a lot of time in it, it is their real life. It's their social life
Right.
in a virtual world because they can't touch the people in real world anymore for whatever reason.
And
So
that's
the isolation in the world is great, and it became really rampant in 2020 with the advent of COVID.
right.
And that was actually um, changing our society completely.
I
And
agree.
this medium is hmm, it's not, I'm trying to shape the words. I'm trying to put it together this VR medium
Uh-huh.
is not the result, but it is part of the reality
Uh-huh.
of our social structure now.
Right.
So when you talk about society and social structures, that was what I studied in college.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of change because I was in college in the 60s.
Okay.
So I've
Oh,
seen
you're
a
one
lot
of
of
those. No, I'm just kidding.
yes, I'm one of
I'm kidding.
those. I'm one of those baby boomers. Oh my God, a dirty word.
Boomer.
Apparently, the kids think that's like an insult. You boomer, you. And I was like, really? Gee, guess what? All the good stuff you play with today was
Well, it came
made
from
and
Generation
invented by
X.
my
It came from
generation.
Generation X.
It came from the
No, the
boomers.
boomers came out with like things like certain websites and stuff.
Pong. We started it.
Pong.
We were here first. We were here and
Why is there so
and
much
we're
brown
leaving.
trout in this lake?
There's a lot of brown trout in this game, period. And it's just to aggravate you. But they're worth 9 season points, so count your blessings.
Actually, the master, the legend here, Al, could probably tell you if you want to learn how to catch like the new fish or anything like that. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. I make videos about
He
his
knows
tricks
his
sometimes
stuff.
too. Al, do you want to like what do you want to what are you trying to catch, bud? I guess that's my question.
What I'm like? What do you mean?
What are you
What are you
after
trying to
the
catch today in the
yeah.
water, if
You were
anything?
asking about you said, "Hey, why is there so much brown trout?" Like do you have something else that you are trying to catch or is it just anything other than brown trout?
No, no, it's not that. It's just that I just kept on catching them left and right.
Okay. Okay.
So, you know what I always tell people that I'm teaching how to fish? If you don't like what you're getting, change your bait.
Right.
Try some other other product and see if you get something different. Just because the fish decks tells you to use a specific bait or lure doesn't mean you can't get things with different ones. I've gotten plenty of things that aren't supposed to work.
In fact, there's certain fish that I change to a lure that they're not even green to because it makes everything around else around them red, and so I'll just catch them under the yellow so that I'm targeting that specific fish.
Yeah, they get hungry and eat it anyways. Pink salmon, yay! Okay, I'm going to pass through and check my battery and make a pit stop. I'll be back.
We'll go to a different map.
Okay. Nice fishing with you. Have fun. Good luck. You all right, bud? I hear.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just constant.
No, I think you and I are probably along the same lines. It's good though.
Yeah. I'm friends with others.
So how's your dog doing?
Transportation.
Is she doing? Is it she or he?
She, it's a she,
Well,
but she's about the same.
what's that now?
She's about the same she has been for
Oh.
the last. She started getting allergies and ear infections,
Mm-hmm.
and then about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, she lost her hearing,
Oh no.
and but she has ear infections all the time,
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
now she started doing the coughing, got a heart murmur.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, so it'll be a matter of time,
Yeah,
and
I mean that's
she goes through periods when she's coughing, and the wife says you might want to think about it.
yeah. I
So
mean
one of the
that's
things,
we went through all of that phase. It was like we went through all of that in like such a short period where like
yeah,
where like part of the day she was really good and part of the
Mm.
day she was not good, and we just started saying like
Is this a dog?
yeah.
Is this your
Oh,
doggy?
this is my dog. Yeah, I'm talking about my dog. Yeah,
No, but Al's
Al's
doggy
dog.
that's
Yeah.
going through it now.
yeah.
This is the hardest decision because they're part of your family and they're a living being and they're connected to you emotionally and you want the best for them and you don't want them to hurt. And I've had to do this and it's a horrible decision.
Yeah, it
But
is.
sometimes it's the best decision that you can ever make is when is the right time to let them go. It's hard.
Well, and the vet, she shared with us. She was like, I have some people that come in here, and it's kind of like, who are you keeping them around for? Because clearly,
Yourself or
it's not
them.
for them, right? Clearly, at
No,
this
it's for
point,
yourself because you can't let go.
it's obvious that the dog is not around for themselves anymore. They're around here because you can't lose them, right? And so it's a really tough decision. It's really hard to know
Yeah, I've done this.
where that line is, where the the pets.
When they look at you and they tell you with their eyes, I'm ready,
See,
and you know it,
that's the whole
and
thing.
it's
Like
so hard.
my dog never did that, and she just had these eyes that were just like really nice, and like she was trying to hide it the whole time. And
Aw.
yeah, she was trying to hide it the whole time. So she'd never look at you and say, "Hey, I'm done." Um,
Yeah.
it was just
Well, my border
she was
collie,
trying to hide it the
I
whole time.
love that dog. That was my heart dog, and she had some strokes as she got older, and towards the end, she couldn't stand up properly, and she'd slip and slide on the floors. And I had to carry her outside to potty her, and she couldn't walk. And I said, a border collie that can't walk is not a border collie anymore. So that was how I made the decision.
Yeah.
That she never complained that she couldn't even take herself to go outside. She couldn't walk to the front door. She had to be carried.
Yeah.
And that it was just a border collie that can't be a border collie anymore. Your dog can't be the dog it was anymore. And then my little Papillon, my 5 pound Papillon, Tessa, test mistress of the universe, little snotty ass dog, 5 championships in agility. She didn't like anybody. I don't like you. I don't like you. And I don't like you, but I go fast. I love that little monster. She was great. She was the fastest little thing you ever saw. And she got an enlarged heart, and it was a horrible, horrible death. Horrible. I
Mm.
finally had to have her put to sleep. My husband wouldn't pull the trigger. And we were in Mexico. I knew we could not drive home with her in the state she was in. It was the body fluid issues were horrendous, and she was suffering, and he couldn't let go. And the first we went in the morning, and he wouldn't do it. We had to come back later that day, and finally we had him do it. And they were so kind and compassionate, the vet there. But it was just he couldn't emotionally let go, and we had to come back. And so it's one of those things that you have to be ready
Yeah.
to release their spirit. And I'm coming into that because I know that once these 2 dogs are gone, I don't want to be without it. I've never been without an animal in my life. And yet I don't want to leave an animal and die and leave it for somebody that doesn't really want it. So I'm torn because I'm so alone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
A lot of breeders will take them back, but it's hard. I mean, especially if you have a dog and say it's 7 to 10 years of age, and the lifespan could be 15 to 20 max. Usually they're 12 to 15,
uh-huh.
and you die, and the dog is 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
You
I was
know,
gonna say
I'm just not
Get a Great
sure.
Dane because they live between 7 and 10 years. That's it.
Yeah, I don't want a Great Dane. Thank you very
They're
much.
actually
It's not my
really
breed.
easy to take care of, and they
I
don't
know,
need
but
much exercise
it's
at
a
all.
big dog.
What's that?
Yeah, I know. It's just not me. I'm not a Great Dane person. I'm sorry, but I had a girlfriend that was in our group, and she raised Great Danes, and they're huge. I'm 5 feet tall. Well, I let me put it this way: I may not be 5 feet tall, but I do not accept any condition less than 5 feet. So if they tell me I'm less than 5 feet, I refuse the condition. Now I'm not getting a Great Dane, but it's just such a difficult life decision, to do.
Yeah.
3 spines, sickleback. Oh my goodness. 3 more and I'll have 100 of them. Maybe I could trade them in for green stamps. Remember green stamps and blue chip stamps?
I don't.
Did you guys have those?
Al, do
You guys
you?
didn't have those in the East? We had them in the West Coast.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And we used to save them, and you'd get them at the gas station and stuff, and then you'd take the books to the coupon place and you get stuff from the catalog.
So yeah, we didn't have those. I like. If so, it was
You didn't have
before
those?
my time.
Oh my God. And then all the banks used to give away toasters and stuff like
That
that.
was definitely
And you'd
before my
move your
time. I
money
know
every
I've seen that
month.
like in the movies, the banks giving away the toaster or whatever, but I've
Oh, they
never.
gave away all this stuff, and you'd move your money every month from one savings and loans to another to get the free gift. My dad would do that. I'm like, really? My dad was very tight.
That's funny.
And then the supermarkets always had like silverware or plate sets, and you got a set each week. You'd get coupons for buying enough groceries at the store, and then you could
Now, I
buy
do think my
extras.
parents did that. I think my parents did
Yeah,
that.
they had all those things. You don't see any of that anymore. You're lucky to get toilet paper and and groceries anymore. Oh my God. Some of those things you don't think about them anymore. And then you go to these and quote unquote antique stores and you see all the stuff from your childhood in the stores. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, it was hysterical. We were in 2018. My husband was just starting his journey. He was still functioning and could drive and make rational decisions, more or less. We drove through a great portion of Canada because we're only 99 miles south of Canada. So we decided to drive part of the Alaska Highway. So we drove up and drove across and then keeled off to Fairbanks, to Anchorage first, and then we went north to Fairbanks, and then came around, and we did like 3 weeks, a big tour. So in one of the places we stopped, they had a little private kind of a museum.
Uh-huh.
This guy had all these barns and places and stuff you could go in with all sorts of collections of stuff. And I'm looking and I'm going, oh my God, look at all these things that are supposed to be so old. These are the things we grew up with. The lunch boxes, the Bakelite telephone, all these things. I'm like, those are antiques? Oh
Oh yeah.
my God. Reality sits in. You got old.
Yep. They
It
didn't
was
tell us
pretty
either.
funny. They were pretty interested.
They didn't tell us we were
No,
getting
they
old.
didn't tell us. If you want to bring your fish in fast, pull your Chevy kid, pull your joystick back while you're reeling, and it'll snap right in. So you don't have to reel yourself to death. The other thing you can do is when you're
Yeah.
in your cabin, go to the gear and set to one-handed play. And then you
Yeah,
can use your you've
that's what
got
I've
that
been
already?
doing. Yeah.
Okay, so you have one-handed play. So when you want to bring it in, push your index finger on the reel and pull your joystick back and it'll snap right in.
Yeah, I've been playing for quite a while, so I know some stuff,
Okay.
but there's still a couple things that
It's a
I
couple of
still
things
need
you
to know.
missed.
Yeah.
There's always some tricks that you miss.
Yeah. Like there's one trick I've been doing. I I've caught four great whites doing that trick. Always
Okay.
target any kind of the bass family, like
Okay.
kelp bass, any saltwater bass family,
Yeah, and they
and
bite those. They like them,
yeah,
huh?
they tend to bite those the most.
What?
I know the main shark I had trouble with, surprisingly, was the nurse shark. I couldn't get it on my line.
Huh. I missed my
Now
swirl
the nurse
somehow. There we
shark is
go.
not an attack shark, right?
Is he a bite on instead of
Yeah,
a jump on?
usually the nurse shark is more of a defense shark.
Right. So you have to. It's like an epic, right? I guess. An epic.
Well,
No,
he.
it's a normal, but
Oh.
it's just harder to get on the line, and it hardly jumped for me. And in
Huh.
real life, it doesn't go after prey. It just protects it just nurses its
Well, it's kind of
young,
like
pretty much.
the megamouth shark. In real life,
Yeah,
it's a vegetarian.
yeah.
Huh.
They're not vegetarians, but they go after like krill and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Plankton, maybe.
Yeah,
Small,
plankton.
small stuff, not big fish.
Yeah.
What do I have? A brown trout. Our favorite. Your last predecessor in that space was quite disturbed by uh, the the large quantity of brown trout available. See?
I like this game, and I hate to be a critic about the game,
Uh-huh.
but some things about the game makes me want to quit playing it just for the fact of unrealism.
Like what? Tell me. Because I'll tell.
like how
Have you told the developers?
you can catch. And it's just how you can catch an 11 or in an I can't talk, an 11,000 pound great white on this small of a rod and reel. I did research. You the max the heaviest fish ever caught on a rod and reel, and I'm talking one of those big ones for like tuna fishing. Biggest great white ever caught was only 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, I think there's some things that are not perfectly real, but I'd say
Yeah.
that there's some reasons for the exaggerations for entertainment purposes because it's not specifically a training video, but more an entertainment relaxation thing, and maybe the closest that some of us will ever get to catching a real shark.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you
I'll
got a
never
point,
catch
but
one.
yeah, you got a point, but still, it's just those tiny things that kind of make me mad.
Well, it shouldn't make you mad. You have to look at it more of it's fun, it's entertaining, it takes you to places you might not have been before, and it looks very close. It's not perfect. This is supposed to be in the west coast of the United States, and we don't have fireflies there.
Yes, we
And
do.
that's where all those twinkles are. No, we don't.
Well, in the
We do
Southwest.
not have fireflies in the west
Where
coast.
is this supposed to be?
This is supposed to be in the U.S. West.
Yeah, but like it usually says a name on where you press
I think it's
location.
Alaska.
Rainbow
Is it?
trout.
I
Let
know
me
in New
look and
Mexico we
see.
have fireflies. So
New Mexico's not the west coast.
it is.
Nah.
Well, it's the West, the Southwest.
Southwest is different.
I know they have fireflies like in Yosemite.
I'm from the west coast. We
Yosemite
don't
has
have
fireflies.
fireflies.
Can we move in a little bit or no?
Oh, now that's a bozo no-no. When you don't
Uh,
know the people in the room, you don't ask them to move. You want to retract that.
They'll help you move. You'll be placed
Yeah.
all by yourself.
So if you want to
yeah,
live
well,
long
if
and
they
prosper
kick
in
me, I just go to my own or go to my own just
There you
room, or
well,
I
there
go
you
into a
go.
different
Then
room.
you know. So I'm just telling you a little hint
It
in
doesn't
the
hurt to
social
ask. The,
rooms, especially
it doesn't hurt
it
my
doesn't hurt
feelings.
Yeah,
to
But,
ask when you know the people,
well,
but
yeah, sure.
when you come into a room and the first thing you do is ask, which is not what you did, by the way, I recognize that, but I'm just telling you, when you come in and you say, "Can we move?" The first thing the grown-ups do in the room is doink, you're moved out.
yeah, but if they kick me, then they don't even deserve to play with me.
Well,
Well, that's a nice
adults are
attitude.
not really don't care about playing with kids.
Well, some
This
don't.
is your
Yeah, well, at
worshipful
least
Some.
I'm
state.
not one of
I
those
wouldn't speak for
squeakers
all
who
adults
go,
there.
I got a fish,
I don't
let me
mind playing with
squeal at
kids.
the top of my lungs.
I don't mind playing with
That's
kids as long
true.
as they're, like. And I haven't experienced.
I don't mind playing with kids that are polite, like this one. Chevy kid's very nice. But like he said, I don't care for the little squealers. They are pretty annoying.
But
It's
and
like,
but
oh, kid.
that would be true if it were a kid or an adult. I wouldn't want to play with them, and I don't think. Granted, most of them are kids that are kind of like that,
Well, they don't
but
know how to modulate their voice when they're at a certain age group.
but
They haven't learned to modulate their
but it's not
voices,
their
and
age
everything
that
is
what
at
makes me
top.
want to get rid of them. It's their behavior, right? And that's
Yeah.
that's true whether they're adults or kids.
Well, there are some adults that
There
leave
are
something to
indeed.
be desired.
In fact, there are quite a few kids that I'd much rather fish with than there. Pretty big list of some
Well,
adults.
there's some that are surprisingly well educated
Uh-huh.
and really know their fish. I really
There's one
enjoy
kid
them
that I
because
haven't
they
fished with
really
in a while,
know.
but very, very smart kid. Well, do you remember the kid from Sweden that
The
we
kids
fished
from
with, and
Europe.
we got him from
Yeah,
little.
Sweden and the other one was what, from Germany?
Right.
There were two of them that both showed up. It was really late at night, which was early in the morning for
Yep.
them. And one of them was 13 and he was no, one was 16 and he sounded like he was 13, and the one that was 13 sounded like he was 16.
Yeah, I
It
don't know
was
about that. I
kind of
just
weird.
remember the kid from Sweden, and we helped him go from level 7 to level 20, and then now. But I mean, he
Yeah,
did
he
it on
was
his own
good.
once we kind of
Once
once
he
he
once
figured
he
out the
got
trick.
yeah, he they were pretty smart kids, both of them,
Yeah,
and they're speaking a foreign language, and they were
indeed.
very good at it.
Uh-huh.
I was extremely
Yeah,
impressed.
even when he couldn't think of the right word, he was like, and then he goes, "That's shit. That's shit." We were like, "You're not supposed to be saying that." He goes, "I don't know the other word to say." I do remember that. That was that was funny.
They were nice
Yeah,
kids. We were up really late that night fishing.
I wouldn't mind fishing with him again. I haven't seen him in a while, so
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I think I saw one of them once, but it's been a while. It was during the school break, so they could do
Yeah,
that. Another little sickleback. Two more, and I'll have my 100.
and I haven't been on super early in the morning lately, and or early in the afternoon
No,
either. So my schedule's been kind of strange lately.
crazy.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm trying to catch that epic, but I've used every bait and I keep getting salmon and stuff and trout.
Well, there's a gentleman right next to your left that might be able to help you out.
Yeah, Al knows all. He's the fountain of knowledge of fishing.
This he is. We call him Al's
Of course, there's a charge. You have to be his slave for at least a day.
Al's Angling Almanac. He's a almanac of knowledge.
I'd rather just do this.
Okay.
Well, there
You'd
you
rather do
go.
that
Look
than
at
ask
that.
the master for help, the legend?
I don't want to be calling him Master
You don't
Candy.
have to call him Master
I'm
Candy. He's a nice
teasing
guy. Yeah.
you. You know that.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm laughing. I'm teasing the heck out of you, kid.
I know.
You know, you silly.
He might give you some advice. He's a good one to ask.
What you after?
That epic, I think there's only one epic here. Page
The
2,
eel
bottom.
pout.
Which one is it? I'll tell
There's
you what
two
it
of them.
is.
There's the golden trout and the eel pout.
Really, I need to catch two, but I think it's that eel, whatever.
Oh, the eel dude on the
Yeah.
bottom with a grasshopper or spinner or soft bait. Well,
I've,
you could put a
I've,
grasshopper on the bottom.
yeah, I've been using all of that, but there's a lot of fish here, specifically trout and stuff, that like going on the bottom.
Well, the golden trout's on the top with a worm, it says, or a crankbait. But the eel pout says it's a grasshopper on the bottom. I probably used my float and put the grasshopper. Let me see. Oh, I didn't even know I have a crawdaddy on there. That was what I had to begin with. It changed. Who knows? I just catch with whatever is on there and call it good. Okay. Let's see. Let's try grasshopper on the bottom to the bubbles and see if we can get one. Who
Al,
knows?
do you have any trick?
I'm
They're
looking
both
through.
pretty big
Okay.
fish, right?
I caught a bunch of the eel pouts. I can't remember. I think I got a personal
Okay,
best.
kid, put a spinner on.
Alright, let me just catch whatever this is.
If you put a cricket on and you put a worm on, soft bait, you're going to get more brown trout than you will anything else. So you look
Alright, let
what
me.
that thing likes, the subject that you want, and what other fish doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And your spinner baits, because the ones that like spinner baits is the little bluegill and stuff.
And those aren't even
Yeah.
on the
Put a
bottom.
spinner
Me and,
bait
Yeah.
on.
yeah, me and my buddy in real life, his name's Caden. We used a dip net in a muddy ditch, and it was like a good 3 foot ditch,
Uh huh.
3 foot deep, and we had gotten a lot of rain. We used a dip net, and we caught a rainbow bluegill out of it.
Nice.
Wow.
By the way, I'm streaming, so don't dox yourself. Not that you did, but I just you know.
Alright, so you said spinner on bottom?
Spinner on bottom.
Do a spinner on them and bring it towards the bottom and see what you get.
Alright.
All right. Now, when you also,
I
this is
think
a
I
piece
got a
of
brown trout using the
this is a
grassy
piece of
hopper.
advice for you. This is when you come in somebody's room. There's a room etiquette, and that is before you shoot off a firework, ask permission to, because he may be targeting a fish, or he has one that's biting, and you shooting that off, you just reset everybody's fish.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. My buddy
Well, you
told
know,
me
but you
that.
did it.
Yeah, my buddy told me that, and I need to get better with it. Cause in a
There
lot
you
of
go.
rooms, I'll just join, and I'll just shoot off a firework, and I've gotten kicked a couple times.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Yet when people figured that out, they got a little ticked.
I'm just gonna start joining rooms and shooting off fireworks to see anything.
See how many people
No,
kick you out?
I'm not gonna do
Do a statistical study of aggravating people.
that. You must have read Al's post today. That was such a great post, by the way.
Oh, I got one of these guys, a butterfly perch. He's not worth a lot, but he is pretty. Hi, guys. Yeah, I got 15 of you now. Oh, my goodness. You've got a long way to go.
I remember one kid, he caught like 50 bluegill, and it took him like an hour because I was in a room with my friends, and it was a public because we wanted some extra people, make new friends pretty much. But I was in a room with my friend, and all of a sudden, some kid, we were playing for a while. We were plugging in our headsets while we played, and some kid joined, and within that hour, he caught about 50 bluegill. And every time he would catch one, he would scream at the top of his lungs and wave the fishing pole in our face.
Whoa. He wouldn't have lasted long with me, about half a second. As soon as my fish was in, or I might even snap my fish off if it was really bad, he would have been gone forever. Ever
Same.
and
I
ever.
I would have just banned him from the room, even though that just
Mm.
counts as kicking him.
I would
No,
have
it,
laughed
it
at him.
bans him for the day.
Yeah,
And I would
it
have said, "He's
there
YouTube
was a
gold.
glitch
Please keep it up."
during the during the time that we during the time that we were playing. There was that glitch where banning people could still
Oh,
let them
yeah,
come
yeah.
back.
Yeah, but
But
you know what you can do? You can block them on Meta after that. Then
yeah,
they can't hear you and you can't hear them. So they can come in and stare at you. I had this kid come back over and over again during that time. And so he's staring at me and I'm just laughing my ass off because what is that going to do? He got tired of it and finally stopped coming back.
yeah. There were some dudes who were just being jerks. Like they said, "Hey, do you know how to catch this? If you don't, we'll kick you." And it was a fish that it was a unique in Japan part 2 that I hadn't caught it yet
The
at
only
the
place
time.
they have
Or
uniques is the East Coast.
not Japan part 2. I mean East Coast. I think it was like East number 15 or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was East Coast. I keep thinking Japan part 2 because I've been fishing there a lot, but in the East Coast, and it was unique, and they said, tell us how to catch it, or you're getting kicked." So,
I would have been like, "Guess what? I'm getting kicked, and you still won't know how to catch it." See ya.
yeah.
I'll teach you my next room how to catch it. How about that?
Hey, I'll be right back.
Burbot, burpy bop, burp burp. What? I landed in something and it turned red right away. It didn't even have any marks on the water. Funny. Okay, so bite already. He's upside down. His head's upside down. What do you think this is? It's just coming in, no
I
drag.
bet it's a fish.
We got the 3 stickleback thingy jigger here.
Brook trout.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a brook trout.
I
Hello,
was right
dude.
though. It's a fish.
It's a fish. I noticed that.
Oh, man. After I bring
My
this in, I'm
favorite
gonna have
thing
to
is
take a
to
little
go
break.
in the room and ask everybody what they're fishing for, and they go, fish.
Have y'all caught that pink tiger shark on East Part 1?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna take a
made me
quick break. I'll be
crazy.
right back.
All right.
Yeah, I've caught like 30 of
You
those
didn't
by now.
cotton them. Okay, you get a language lesson when you're next.
Thumb on the joystick, reel it in. Ooh, the thrill, catch a Thumb on the joystick, reel it in. Ooh, the thrill, catch of the day. Fish will stay, a mission to fulfill. Casting lines across the sea, air perfumed by salty breeze. Underwater fantasy, living life at seven seas. Pixel waves are rolling high, virtual sun in the sky. Hooked on fun, it's do or die. Reeling dreams we magnify. Screens alive with colors bright, echoes of a digital night. Thinkum Dinkum takes the flight, gaming till the morning light. Thinkum Dinkum, here we go, fishing like a dynamo, checking out the VR flow, watch the scoreboard overflow. Gaming rod and bravado, come along and watch the show. High five the fish and say hello. Welcome to
Hello.
I
I
think
turned
he
it
tried
down. I
his
didn't pay
best.
attention.
I'm back. What did I miss? Sounds like I missed
Y-
something.
You, did you? How long have you been gone?
I don't know. For like 5-10 minutes. I had to. I mean, I've
This
been
kid
streaming
is,
for 3
he's
hours.
talking about eating his drywall and paint chips.
Oh, that's delicious.
Paint chips? Drywall? It's like- I think he was just trying to be shocking, but it wasn't working. It was just making me laugh. I was like, really? Like, it's a little strange. He's a little warped.
Oh man.
Well, I must say that brown trout likes crankbait. Let's see, what else should we do here? I'm gonna try some.
I haven't
How
been
about
getting
a
too many brown
worm?
trout with crankbait. Then again, I'm not
Well,
really like.
you're not fishing.
Well, I'm not fishing expert,
You're
so I'm like,
you're not? Why not?
because I don't have to, because I'm not going for a leaderboard. Again, that's one of those leaderboard things that like I always fished
Yeah, but
expert when
it's
I did leaderboard, but if I'm not doing leaderboard and I want to target certain fish, I just switch.
well, yeah, if you want to target something, but I don't care for the graphic thing. If I could do regular with just the seeing the glasses and then turn off the stupid
Well,
horseshoe,
do
that
hard
would
mode then.
be helpful. Yeah, I never figured out that stupid flat thing. I used it, but I'm not very good at it.
Hello.
What can I say?
Hello.
Happy Saturday night.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. And what's your mission tonight, fish hunter? Any
Who's that?
mission? It's Susie.
Oh, uh-uh.
No mission?
I'm just, nope, no
Just hanging
mission.
out. Just
Just
hanging out and
hanging out.
catching whatever's jumps on your line.
Whatever I catch, as long as it's not a tuna.
Oh, well, there's no tuna in here, but there's a lot of
Yeah, I
brown
know.
trout.
Just as
It's the
bad.
it's the amberjack that drives you nuts, or the mai. My are el raton de la playa, the mouse of the
Eh,
beach, or the rat of the beach. Yeah, it's like, okay, I've had enough of that. I don't need any mais anymore. The first time I caught one, I was so excited because it was so pretty, and look at it, it's jumping around and all this stuff. And then I said, oh, I don't need it anymore.
Yep.
Come back
That
here,
was me and
Bubbles.
the, oh, what is that thing? Give me a minute. It doesn't like anything. It looks like the sailfin, but it's not. It's
The
the
rooster,
rooster fish.
or
marlin.
the
The
marlin.
Oh,
marlin.
marlin.
Oh
I
yeah,
used
the
to love to
marlin.
catch that thing. And then the other day I must have caught I hooked it 16 times. I started snapping it off after 12. I had
Yeah,
just
but if you
had enough.
snap it off, you keep getting it back.
Yeah, I know.
It
But
just
it didn't
jumps
matter.
back
I
on the
kept
line.
getting it anyway.
Did you reset it and he still jumped back on?
And I was like, "Come on." 'Cause that's a long 12 points.
Yeah. Yeah, some of their reward system is skewed. And
It
some of the
is,
things
yeah.
that are really easy to pull in are worth a lot, and other things that are really hard to get or pull in aren't worth beans. And it's like, really?
Right.
There, I got another one of these butterfly perches. They're only worth 6 points, but they are kind of pretty. They're kind of chubby
Have you
and
guys noticed
colorful.
that when metas come in, they glow?
Yeah.
Well, when metas come in, they jerk the whole room, and I give them the Susie lecture and send them
They glow
away.
like the angels they are.
They
Yeah.
do. They just glow. They're like the one girl. She lit up my whole my whole line. She was blonde with like, yeah. I was like, wow, you're like a light bulb.
I tell them they have to go back to the lodge and change, and then if they don't change, if it's my room, I send them out.
I never tell
If
them.
they ignore me or talk nasty back to me, I ban them immediately. If they go and change, they can come back in. And
Right.
then if they don't have a mic, I will help them get a mic because I know how to get a mic. But they
Right.
have to give me feedback. A lot of these people don't know how to shake their stupid avatar head.
If they don't have a
I
Roger,
go,
I'll
you
teach them how
have
to
to
get a Roger.
a
Yeah.
Roger.
Or Steve.
What
Well, you're
a
going to teach them how to
Roger
get
or
a
a
mic.
Steve?
I'm going to teach them how to get Roger and Steve.
Oh, I didn't get
Sorry.
that. I'm a little dense. What can I tell you? After a certain number
No,
of hours of fishing
I
in a
make stupid
day.
jokes like that. Stupid dad jokes.
It's cute. It's a cute joke, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, I know. Nobody ever does.
What was that one from Airplane? Roger Dodger, you got your Victor Vector. Or,
I love that movie. I love that movie when I was a kid. I used to watch
It
it.
was so
or the
stupid.
Vector
It was
Victor.
great. It was just so ridiculous. Didn't they have like a pilot with a stupid looking mustache running around?
Probably.
He looked really stupid. He had one of those bristled, bushy
I just remember the
mustaches.
guy in the back talking jive. He's like, "You talking jive? I speak jive." I don't even remember what he said, but I know he was talking jive.
Well, I have Holofit, and I do my bike exercise in a Holofit, and they remastered Babylon. Babylon's like a Middle Eastern area, and they had in part of it you're cycling through these tunnels, and they have these guys doing rap dancing in the tunnel in this Middle Eastern, really old, Middle Eastern place, and they're doing rap in the tunnels. This is hysterical. And then they have in one area in a town square, they have like a jail, an open air bar thing, and they put characters from some of their other worlds in there. One time there was the granny was in there. One time it was the pirate. They've always got somebody weird in the jail in the middle. They're very imaginative. It's a lot of fun for riding your bike. It's better than just watching TV and riding your stationary bike.
I always thought a good way to help heavy people lose weight is to hook their TV up to their nowhere bike. That way they had to
Yeah.
pedal to watch TV.
Yep. They have that. But then you know what they do? They eat while they're pedaling.
Hey, as
Doesn't
long as
do
they're
any
pedaling,
good.
they can watch TV. What? What I go about?
And eat their chips at the same time.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy. It's pretty funny. What do I got on here? It's a fish.
It is a fish.
It's a dog, Mom. Every time I
A
say
shoe.
that, I think of that. Silver carp. Yay, silver carpy. I wish they would have a button you could push and you could see what this looked like in daylight. Wouldn't that be fun? You could just like a push on, push off button and you could see it. Because I feel like I'm, you know, sitting in this dark room with the light shining behind you from the camp. And I can't quite figure out what, I can see that those are mountains. It's hard.
After about 15, 20 minutes, my eyes start getting heavy.
Yeah, you're ready to
Yep.
go to bed. Fall
Yeah, I'm just
asleep.
like,
Some of the people fall asleep in the VR when they're fishing, and the other people are like, "What happened to the so and so?" And their avatars all slumped over, asleep.
White bass and white bass and chestnut octopus
420.
today.
That's the number right there, 420.
What's for 420?
Oh, just 420. That's the smoke out thing for marijuana or
I
whatever.
want to get
Oh, I don't know
high,
those things.
so
Yeah,
high.
it's just, I smoke cigarettes, so.
Ew.
Yeah, I
Yucky.
know, it's a terrible habit.
Pay a lot of money to wreck your lungs.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm
Nicotine.
paying to commit suicide. It's just crazy.
Slowly and miserably.
I know. Craziness. Believe me, I bitch at myself every day. Doesn't do any good.
This stuff is very addictive, apparently.
Yes, and I'm very self-indulgent. Not gonna lie. I figure you only live once, and yeah, when I'm dying, and or when it happens, I'm gonna be like, oh, I wish I woulda.
Yeah.
But nothing I can do about
No,
it
you're
now.
not gonna be like, oh, I wish I would have. You're gonna be like,
Can't breathe.
Yeah, but in
I've
my
got
head,
oh, in your
in
head.
my head, I'll be
COPD.
like, in my head, I'll be like, son of a bitch. I knew I should have never picked up that first cigarette.
See, kids.
But
You'll be in one of
you're
those
yes, what are you
smoke
gonna
Well, you
do
videos.
about
see
it
the
now, though?
movies where they've had trachs and everything else, and it doesn't stop the
You know, my
kids.
grandma smoked it till she was like 102 years old. She would wear oxygen smoking a cigarette.
So did my
Brave.
grandmother. So did my mother.
You had absolutely no chance to survive. You were incorporated into the smoke cloud at birth.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a PB, Butterfly Birch, 34201 for me. Not quite big enough, but
Ooh, cool.
oh yeah, it's
Oops, I
what did I
missed.
say it was? White base and chestnut octopus for today. White base.
Oh, for Doc's
Yeah.
dailies. Well, the octopus isn't in here. We know that.
The white base is
They
the
don't
What's
white
have
the
base
other
in here?
one?
White base?
White bass.
White bass?
bass. You mean
It's
A
spelled the same
bass?
I
way.
don't know.
Base bass. In the song, I couldn't get the singer to
Tomato,
sing.
tomato.
I couldn't get the singer to say bass. It kept saying bass. I mean, the other way around. It kept
And now
it
you've got
kept
yourself
saying
confused.
bass instead of bass.
You play a bass instrument, but it's a
I
bass
know.
fish.
Well, like
How's
in the
that?
Doc Daly song, you can hear it. It goes, catch a bass and something. Yeah, it sings that Doc Daly song that I posted. Yeah.
That's funny.
Reeling a bass. And I didn't know how to fix that. You know, like sometimes you can spell a word a little bit differently and get the voice to say it the way that you would expect it to be said. I couldn't figure out how to make maybe it's
Oh, you
BAHS
try to get
or
the AI to fix
yeah,
it?
BAHS, Boz. That would be like Boz.
No,
Can you go
that
back
wouldn't
and try
work.
to edit it?
No.
Well,
If you go back and try to
BASE would
edit
be
it, try
bass.
BAAS.
Oh, maybe that would work. I mean, so I can
It's like a foreign
I
language.
can put in the lyrics again and have it regenerate a new song, but it'll regenerate everything from new. There's
Yeah, you
so
can't just
well
fix
you
one part.
can tell it so like sometimes you can like to edit this certain, like if you have the same song and you have it saved, you can tell it to go in and like change certain parts, but it may change more than just those parts, right? So,
Yeah, it doesn't always come out the way you want.
but it's worth a shot.
Is there a
So
subscription fee for
BAAS,
that?
I'll try that. BAAS.
For bass,
Yeah, to me that says
Bass.
Baz. like like like
It's like, a foreign
multiple
language.
like multiple sheep at the same time. Bah. Baz. Anyway,
Now, do you pay a subscription for that?
no. It's free. Well, I do the
See,
so almost all of these chat or these large language models that they have now, like ChatGPT and things like that, they'll have a free tier and then they have a paid tier, and you get certain things at the free tier, and it's kind of like a time thing. So like you can do like one a day or something like that, and then you have to wait till the next day to do the next thing. But yeah, the one that I do is
pink
free.
salmon.
If you want to know the
Ding,
website,
ding.
I'll tell you. I just have to look it up again.
the Sanios ones, I tried that one.
Which one?
The one you sent me,
Oh
Sanos
yeah,
or
that's the
Sano
one. Yeah,
or
yeah, they have a free tier on that one. How did that work for you? Did it work?
I couldn't get past the section on it. It's like it's wanting me to do a subscription.
Oh, well, if it'll have you log in, but you don't have to subscribe. I haven't paid anything for that at all.
Interesting.
But I did have to I think I had to use my Google login or something like that to actually log in.
Yeah.
But I didn't give any money. It came with like some free songs that you can do. You just plug in the lyrics.
Makes my brain feel broke thinking about doing all those things.
Oh, Jesus. Eyes are getting heavy, guys. I'm going to catch this and go.
Okay,
My eyes were just
Fish in
shut.
the
And I was
run.
just like,
good fishing with you.
it was very nice
It was
to
nice
fish with
to
you
see
guys as well.
see you. I haven't
Cheers.
seen you.
Thanks for the
Stopping
company.
in.
I haven't seen you in a few days. I haven't been on in a few days.
Yeah,
I know
right?
you've invited me a couple times, and like every time I see the invite, like I always see it, and you're already closed because I wasn't on my headset at the time. I wasn't actually on it.
Yeah, I get in, get out, get in, get
Yeah.
out. Like, if I start falling asleep, then I go over
You
play some
leave.
Beat Saber.
All right.
Okay, have a good night,
You
guys.
too.
All
Right.
right, nice to talk with you. Thanks
Nice
for coming
talking with you as
by.
well.
Oh, you know what? A thing you could put on your list of stuff on your video hints and tips and stuff is proper exiting. Because some people, if you're in a multi-room and you quit, it will time out. You have to wait for them to time out. But if
You know what?
you
I think I put that
quit
way earlier. I'm sorry about
multiplayer,
that, Al.
yeah, but then if you quit multiplayer, it'll take you back to your lodge, and then you can quit from there from your B menu a lot cleaner. But if you just quit while you're in the multiplayer, then your avatar has to time out, and it depends on how long the timeout is. So that would be a good um, tips and hint thing to add on your video you're gonna
Okay.
make. Put that on your paper list, the notepad that you have on your knee,
It's not on my knee.
right?
It's on my desk. But yeah.
Okay. Well, see, for me, I'm not at a desk, so I keep a notepad in the pocket on the side of my chair. We discussed that once when you were timing everything, and you have a real nice clicker timer. I don't have one of those clicker counters.
No, I
You know,
don't have a
clicker
clicker counter. I have a watch.
Oh, you
I
used your
use my
watch.
Apple Watch. Yeah.
I would like a clicker.
say,
I like
"Hey
the old
Siri,
mechanical things.
start timing this. Start the timer."
Yeah, I didn't set up the AI on my Samsung. It's just like really, and it's already invaded anyways. It's annoying. I do use the timer on my Alexa because I set the dog timer for food for my dogs, and I tell not Siri, Alexa, to set a timer for X number
Hey
of
Alexa,
minutes.
order 50 pounds of pinto beans for tomorrow. Confirm.
Bad chance. She can't hear
Damn.
you.
I always want to, every time I walk into somebody's new house, that's the first thing I'm like, hey Alexa, order 50 pounds of pinto beans overnight. Confirm.
We'll kill you. And you too will own a big bag of beans. How to make friends and lose them rather rapidly. I have no idea how I'm doing. I wish they hadn't turned off that scoreboard.
Well, you know, I started posting the pictures to the Docs Dailies like several times a day, but I was asked not to.
How come?
I don't know. I think it's, well, I think,
You
well,
were
somebody
posting
said
the
something when I posted
leaderboard?
it to RVRF, but it was just the leaderboard from the fishing, and it was, that's,
RVR,
you know,
RVRF,
and that's one of the
Real
reasons,
VR Fishing.
like I don't need to be representing some, like if I go to a different website, I don't want to have to represent something that, you know, anyway.
I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want it cluttered up
No,
or something. But
yeah, I don't want to.
the scoreboard thing was really handy.
It was very,
You
very
could
handy.
really check. And you could see other previous seasons, and now you can't see any of those. Unless there's something I'm missing. The one in the lodge, all you can see is the current one. You can't see the past one or anything. What happened to all my bubbles, my swirls?
You caught them all.
They ran off.
You murdered all those
No, I
fish.
didn't. They were there when I threw
Excuse
it.
me. Somebody was yawning earlier, and I think it was contagious.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm on a short line, not on a long line. There we go. I changed the line, didn't know it. I forgot about it. What happened? They just disappeared again. They're being, like, skittish. There. Just move it until something pinks up. I don't care. Just catch something. Rapid fire catching and dragging. And super reeling. Okay. He does look a little upside down. His eyes look like they weird. Silver carp. What happened? I did not throw that in the right place. Like, there's some bubbles. Come on. Don't run off. There we go.
Link, if you get up in the morning, come and join us over in Japan.
What are you doing in Japan tomorrow?
Going to go after the octopus.
We can go now. I mean, nothing says we have to stay here unless you guys.
The big giant octopus in free Japan?
No, it's chestnut octopus.
Oh, that jerky thing. You probably can't
Going
catch
after
it
that,
when
and
you,
then the
when you
more
want to get
or
it.
that eel.
Yeah, I can join or we can go now. It's up to you guys. Doesn't matter to me.
I'm gonna go bed here
Oh,
a little bit. Just whatever you want to do, but if you want to get those,
Oh,
I'm targeted for.
well, I'm working on freshwater, so if you're moving to salt, I'm going to move somewhere else.
Hello.
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 How are you?
Good. How are
Good.
you? Nice to meet you
Nice
all.
to meet you. Welcome.
Welcome
Hey,
to
Think, I'm
Dark.
actually a subscriber to your
Oh,
YouTube
thank
channel.
you. Hey, awesome.
You're
There you
welcome.
go. You have a subscriber with
There's
you.
a first time for everything. I'm kidding.
Hope you haven't heard anything awful.
No, not yet.
Okay. Sometimes we get a little gritty.
That's the point. It's fun fishing.
Unfortunately, I'm very gritty.
It's all good. I can take it. I'm 64.
Salty dog.
Oh goodness. So how's your evening so far?
I'm doing all right. Trying to get through the second to last journey, and I'm just kind of taking a break with it.
Those journeys can really, especially the ones towards the end, can really be tough. Sometimes you have to leave it and come back for another day.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
all of a
that's what I'm
sudden,
doing.
whatever it is you can't find pops
I could
on.
not get, and I'm still working on them. I haven't finished them all, but I could not get that stupid fancy carp to save my life. I must have come back to that thing
Which
about
one?
20 times. The fancy carp
Fancy
in Korea.
something.
Of course, now you show up.
Nice. Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's 12:21. Man,
Oh,
You know,
after the thing
yeah.
is over.
After it just changed.
Oh man.
You should have said that's from yesterday. You know, do a copy paste on your picture. Do a Photoshop.
Photoshop the
The
time.
time and the date.
I think they might be wised up to
Oh,
that.
okay. Probably.
It sort of spoils the fun, you know.
No, that is part of the fun. What can you get past them?
Oh,
What
I
can you get
didn't
past
know
those
that.
silly admins that don't know what they're doing? I'm just kidding. No offense, admins. I'm playing since I'm an admin. But anyway,
Sarcastic comment.
yeah, I'm teasing.
They should have a plane fly across this sky. Look at this
I mean, it
sky.
would ruin the
Cool.
ambiance, though. You know, like a.
Maybe a guy
You know, it'd be
parachuting,
like,
coming down, dropping some supplies to the campers, you know.
I mean, if I wanted to do that, I'd go over to Central Park, you know, and the planes flying over there.
Well, you go to the U.S. Free, where they have the airplanes going overhead, dive bombing, and then the kids all say that makes the sharks come. Urban legend, silliness.
No.
Of course, when
Well,
you
D,
first start, you
I'll see
believe
you later,
everything.
buddy. I'm gonna take
Okay.
off for the night.
I'm probably not far behind you, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a little late for me.
You guys have
It's
a
been a
good
long
evening.
day.
Bye.
Okay,
you have a good night.
nice to see you. Yep, he's gone.
Oh, I'm glitched.
Oh no, are you Black
Yeah.
Box?
Nope, I'm out. Okay.
You're out. Sometimes when you're the leader of the band and they have a two and they leave, it freezes you.
Okay.
See, because I'm not the leader right now, so it didn't bother me. But I bet he has a two.
You know, I gotta laugh. The The one journey I'm on is called invasive species. You figure there'd
Oh
be a
yeah.
ton there to catch.
Which one?
If they're invasive, where are
Go
they?
ahead.
Which map does it take you to?
Oh, off the top of my head, I don't remember.
I've
I
done
know
them
I'm
all,
on.
but I don't remember. They were tough. The harder you get to the end, the very end, there's sharks and stuff. You know, they're really hard to get the right fish in the right order. And then they had the Olympics last summer, and it was run like a journey. So I was glad I'd done journeys because I understood what it
Whoa,
takes.
What'd you get?
burbot.
Oh, okay. So I got to move my fish finder out of the way sometimes to see the length.
I don't use that. I like to do an expert unless I'm trying to find a fish.
Well, I was just trying to earlier. I was trying to catch the pink, not pink. What is it called? The butterfly
The
perch. Yeah, I was
the
going
eel
after the
poop.
butterfly perch, but now that it's after midnight, I'm going back to expert mode.
I got a couple of those this evening. I wasn't trying; they just jumped on. And a brown trout, your friend and mine.
I was getting tons of those where I was.
They're everywhere. They're in all of the maps practically. They- They're very pretty looking, actually. You know, they have pretty markings, but they kind of like, there's so many of them. It's like, really? Come on. Bite already. Oh, ugh.
Yeah, that's contagious.
I know. I was doing that all afternoon. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Stayed up too late fishing.
Where are you all from?
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh,
I'm in North Idaho.
Yeah.
yeah, I was originally from New York and I moved to Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay. Where in Tennessee?
Columbia, Tennessee. It's about 40 miles south of Nashville.
Okay, okay. So
Okay.
I was just wondering if you're further west than when the hurricane came through and like devastated everybody in the mountains, I guess.
We got hit with the tornado last year. That was like only 3 blocks away from me.
Oh wow.
Whoa, that is close.
And we got pretty lucky. We just moved here and we're like, holy crap.
Yeah,
And being
why
from New
did we
York,
do this?
and
Oh
being
my
from New
God.
York, that's the first time we've ever been that close to a tornado. And then when we drove out somewhere to a store, and we're looking at the devastation, and we just like almost just broke down and cried. I'm like, holy crap, we've never seen anything like that. I mean,
Yeah.
New York, we went through Hurricane Sandy,
Yeah.
but seeing the damage a tornado can do is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, Mother Nature's pretty strong.
Well, and
Come on,
the thing
find her
is with a
ready. It's just
tornado, it happens
dinkum
in
with
like
me.
seconds. You know, a hurricane,
Yes.
it comes in, it's like hours later, finally the
You get a
hurricane's
lot of
done
warning.
and it's gone. But I remember going to see it where you could see the path where the actual tornado went through. The first time that I ever saw, and probably don't, I think the only time that I've ever seen like an actual place right after a tornado came. And you're right, the utter devastation is like nothing else. It's almost like somebody ran a bowling ball and just plowed everything in its path.
Yeah,
It's just,
exactly.
yeah, it was unbelievable.
It's awful. What's awful is when you're on the road and these storms hit. When we were traveling a lot, we had that, and we're going like, you're getting these warnings on the radio to take cover, and you're going, where? Where do you take cover when you're driving? It was,
I'm pulling in somebody's
it was
house and I'm like, hey, you have a basement? Because I'm coming. You got visitors now. Nice to meet you. No, I don't know what I would do, but maybe.
we pulled it. We were in a parking lot by, and like a truck stop, and everybody went inside the restaurant and it was all glass. The whole front of this place was
I'm going in the
glass.
bathroom. I'm
I'm
going
going,
straight to the
this is
bathroom,
this.
and where the walls are the
Yeah.
thickest, or into the freezer.
And our dogs were out in the RV,
Hmm.
so yeah, it was, we were lucky and we didn't get hit. But some of the things we encountered was like driving through winter weather and snow. RVs don't stop really well. And everywhere we went, they were apparently closing the freeway behind us. So we're driving along and it's washboard ripples of ice and snow. And we get off and we're on some residential street and we're coming down this hill. It's a four-way stop and there is no stopping. We are sliding
Wow.
down this hill with all that weight in an RV. And I could hear the horn. My husband never used the horn and he hit the horn and I could hear it. It was like a million miles away, the sound. And I'm not saying anything. He had nerves of steel. We slid right through that intersection and everybody missed us. It was it was brutal. And
Wow.
a couple of times we're on mountain roads. One time we got off the freeway and we were going to go to a restaurant because it was snowing too hard and the windshield wiper blades couldn't keep up with it. And so he turns off and you have to go around to a back road and he misses the entry to the parking lot and he's on this, we think, road next to a hill, a mountain, basically. And we're on this sort of road and we were towing to a trailer behind the RV and it slid luckily into the hill, but there was like a little river of water underneath the ice there we couldn't see, and we jackknifed and we were stuck and we're sitting there and we can't go anywhere. And my husband, of course, being like totally useless male, says, "What do we do?" He says to me, I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I said, "Well, we have towing on our our insurance, you know, on our AAA." So I called them and they came out and that guy managed to get us unjackknifed and pulled us up and he said, "Oh, and by the way, you weren't on a road. You were on a path."
Oh, geez.
Because of where it went up to this hill and there was a parking lot and a like a Home Depot type of place, but it wasn't Home Depot. The restaurant was down below, but we never made it to the restaurant. He towed us and got us up to the top, and from there we had to take off. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, what do we do? We're sitting there and we're like tilted at like 45 degrees because we slid in, luckily into the hill, but we were at a funny angle and jackknife. That guy was really a good tow truck driver. So we
No,
had
you
some
didn't tip
adventures
over.
like that. Oh my God, it was scary. One time we went skiing with our old RV when we were much younger. And it was in Utah and it was a steep mountain road. And we got all the way up. This thing is stinging at me. It's making me nuts. We get all the way up to the top and we're trying to find the parking lot to park and then go ski in the morning. Well, we missed the parking lot and we were on the bottom of the slope.
Ouch.
And they didn't like us for that at all. And we didn't have a lot of money in those days. And they called a tow and they wouldn't let us stay because we had two dogs. And they said dogs were not allowed because they pee and poop. I said, don't bears pee and poop in the woods? On the, that it's a watershed, and God forbid your dog might pee. Really? That was nuts. So, anyways, it took all the money that we had to pay this guy to tow us off of the off of the slope and onto the road, and then we had to leave. And we're going down the hill, and it's like one of those roads that doesn't really have two full lanes. And I'm looking out the window over the side of the hill as we're going down that thing. Oh, whoa! It was. I'm not saying nothing. And I'm just looking out, and we're just, our
Whoa.
tires are practically off the road and down the hill kind of look. Oh, Lord. Utah wasn't one of my favorite states to drive through because my husband discovered very late that he had beautiful hair, and so he let it grow, and he had this big, big head of hair in the 70s and in the 80s, not in the 70s. It was the 70s style, but in the 80s. And they didn't like that in Utah. They were very straight, and they looked at the windows and shut the curtains real fast when we told them to.
Oh my goodness.
And then we'd stop at a gas station to get gas, and people would come up and go, "Hey, dude, can we buy a baggie from you?" And my husband was like really innocent, and he didn't know what that was or anything, and I did, but you know, they thought he was like a rock star or something like that with that hair. He had no idea. Oh my God, it was so weird.
That's funny.
Yeah,
So
Utah was not one of my favorite states to travel through after that.
Bigfoot, how long ago did you move to Tennessee?
About a year and a half
Oh
ago.
yeah. What prompted the move?
Well, I
Okay.
retired. I'm a retired defense
Well, that makes
contractor,
sense then.
and my wife kept traveling down to Florida for work, and there was a job opening in Tennessee, and we took
Hey,
it.
Well, there
that
you
makes
have
sense.
it. Now you're in
Do you like Tennessee?
Tennessee.
How does it compare?
Oh, I love it. But it's amazing how the people are and how nice they are compared to New York.
Now, what part of New York were you in? Were
A
you in the
different
city or were you
culture.
in like upstate?
No, I was
Long
on
Island.
Long
Okay.
Island.
I have some friends of mine that their parents were from Long Island. They're not. But, well, they grew up like half their life in Long Island. I know I've been up there
Yeah, I'm
several
sure you
times.
heard of Montauk
What's
Point,
that?
right? I'm sure you heard of Montauk Point.
Yeah, I think that's where we went because like we went up there for they had their wedding there, and Port Jefferson I think was a place that we were in, and is that a place there, Port Jefferson? Is it,
Yeah, that's in about the middle of the island, which is where about I live, but I was more south. And Montauk
okay,
Point is another 70 miles
70
east.
miles east. Okay, yeah, they were kind of in the middle of the island, so like we flew into no,
MacArthur,
there's another airport there. No, we
LaGuardia,
flew in. It was on the island. It
and
was a little tiny airport. I forget what the name of it was.
oh, that's probably in Shirley.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brookhaven
No,
Airport.
no. I'll have to ask my wife. She'll know. And we took the train into the city like for a day or two at Ronkonkoma Station.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ronkonkoma.
that
Yeah.
station.
Well, that the airport right there by the
Yeah.
train station is MacArthur
Oh,
Airport.
well, back then this was like early 2000. Maybe it was something else airport. I don't remember it being called MacArthur Airport, but maybe it is. Like I said, it's been
Yeah, it's been
been
that
20
for
years,
since
a
I
little
was
more than
born,
20
and
years.
been that since
Oh,
I've been
okay.
around. That was like since
Okay,
1960.
then I just misremembered. I wanted to call it something else, but I knew it was right there by Ronkonkoma Station, so that's the
Yeah.
airport. So yeah, we spent a week or so in that area. It was a great area. I was the people that I met were super nice. Of course, you're on vacation and you're kind of hanging out with people that know your family, know all your
Whoa,
friends and stuff anyway. So
look at that. A bluegill. He just comes in with no drag. He has pretty blue fins. Not worth much. 3 points, $6 or something. But he's
there are
pretty.
a lot of people out there, though. A lot of people.
So one of the first things I was doing here fishing
Uh-huh.
is catch any fish. One of the journeys,
Uh-huh.
and it was funny. It was in Central Park in New York.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I've been here.
Look familiar, huh?
Yeah. But it's funny. I didn't know Jack Dempsey's were that way, and I used to breed them when I had fish tanks.
Huh.
They're real pretty fish.
They are pretty. I think so. We forgive them for only being 3 points because they're so pretty. Hey, Teeny.
How's it going?
Hello.
It's
Hi, Tony.
going and it's fishing.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Looks like another brown trout. There's a brown trout convention next week, so you can take all your brown trout and trade them for something else. We wish.
I wish you could delete inventory.
Oh, this one's cutthroat trout. What would we do with it if you deleted inventory, though? I'm not sure.
No, I'm talking about like the like like the sea bait and all that stuff.
actually, I find it comes in handy
What,
once in a while under certain circumstances.
to have the
Yeah.
other baits,
If you're like
yes.
targeting,
Sometimes the
yeah.
cheap bait works
If you're
better.
targeting like a certain fish and all the other fish are also green around it or something like that, you just toss on that
Yeah.
sea bait and put it right on top of that one fish. That way you're not attracting all the fish around it. That's really about the only time that it comes in handy.
Oh, I
That
didn't
well,
know that.
the sea soft bait is real popular with some fish, and the regular A one is not as good for that particular
It's
food.
probably
They
why I
like the
couldn't
little
catch that
cheapy
one fish
one.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
the
it's
because I kept
weird.
sea.
using A stuff.
Sometimes the sea rod is pretty good because like it doesn't cast as far. So if you're
Yeah,
like I have trouble casting too far, and so sometimes I'll just toss on the sea rod, and it casts a lot shorter. So sometimes it'll get me right where I want it to.
yeah.
Now I can't catch a shark with it, but now there was a contest. Somebody was had a contest to see who could catch a hammerhead on a sea rod. I don't know if that worked out or not.
And people
Oh, they
did it.
did?
People did it. Yeah, people caught some sharks, all kinds of sharks. Well, that
Yeah,
glitched.
it glitched for
That was
me.
weird.
Oh, that was weird.
Oh, because Teeny left. I bet he has an Oculus too. It really glitched me. My fish jerked and was frozen in the air. I don't think he likes me. What kind of bait do I have on there? I got a worm on there.
Yeah, and you can
Let's
use like a
try
sea rod
a.
with an A reel, which helps too. But the sea rod would, the rod is what determines how far you cast. So if you're ever like casting too far and want to cast a little shorter, just switch up to a C rod or a B rod.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good tip.
Yes, it's handy to have all the equipment even if you don't use it much.
But
You just
I
never
do
know.
like I did start loading up like to run out of all the C baits and B baits, so I didn't have to scroll through them.
Yeah, it is annoying to have so many in the way, but I usually just buy the one that I run out of or am low on. I don't fill up everything at once
Oh,
because
guys, I
I've
think
been
this is going to be
fishing a
my
lot
last
on
fish.
the shiner.
It's 1 a.m. So I think this.
It's quarter to 10. You're in the wrong time zone.
11:43 here.
9:43 Pacific time.
I have 0043.
I think I have another brown trout. I
I
forgot.
do too.
I just reeling it in. Nope, it's a rainbow trout. Close enough.
All right. Well, guys, and I'll see you. Bigfoot, do you mind if I add you? And hopefully we can fish together again sometime.
Yeah,
All right.
please do. I'll be looking forward to some more
Yeah,
videos.
thanks. Thanks. I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Night. See you later. Oh, I'm the leader of the band. I outlasted everybody.
All right, everybody. The stream. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out and tight lines.
Thumb on the joystick, reel it in. Ooh, the thrill, catch of the day. Fish will stay a mission to fulfill. Casting lines across the sea, air perfumed by salty breeze. Underwater fantasy, living life at 7 seas. Pixel waves are rolling high, virtual sun in the sky. Hooked on fun, it's do or die. Reeling dreams we magnify. Screens alive with colors bright, echoes of a digital night. Thinkum Dinkum takes